Welcome to the Samwelb12 Experience,
where we have you covered for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Blue Jays, and more. Argos. Make sure to subscribe today.
What's going on, sports fans? Welcome in. It's Thursday Night Football. Canadian Football League is here. James, how's it going? Welcome in. Ben, how's it going? Victoria, welcome to the show. Welcome in, one and all. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. TJ, what's up, my friend? Good to see everybody coming in. It is a great matchup, a rivalry night here, but in the CFL, almost every night is rivalry night. It's the Montreal Alouettes, the Toronto Argonauts, live from Molson Stadium in Montreal. The Alouettes looking to maintain their season-perfect record. They are currently 5-0. The Argonauts looking to get back in the win column as they are now 2-2, dropping their last two. Of course, one against these Montreal Alouettes in Toronto, and then last week in Saskatchewan. So Toronto has to find their way, and they are being led yet again by a young Cameron Dukes at the helm. He's 2 for 2 with a 70.8% completion percentage. TDs to interceptions, not so good, but this young kid is going to get it done. I believe, and I hope you do as well. We are not believing in Joe Hendry. We are believing in Cameron Dukes. So it is going to be a good one. There you go, James. He pulls out the big win. There you go. Congrats, James. That is awesome. Now, this game is going to be intense. Like we said, Montreal and Toronto always play each other tough. Toronto has to find a way to hang in this game. What do the Argonauts have to do to find their way? How do they need to play better? Well, it all comes from the defensive side of the ball. Defensively, the Argonauts start strong and they kind of fade away. The Argos have to find a way to keep their strong defense going. Now, the line in front of Cameron Dukes, they got to give this kid some time. He's a youngster. He's learning the game, but he has been outstanding for the most part. We'll ignore the last game in Saskatchewan because that wasn't his finest effort. But he is a hard worker. He's determined to come back in here. He's determined to play to the best of his abilities. And that line has to give him a chance to throw the ball. They have to form that pocket so he can drop back and take a look, find his options, and make the pass. The Argos also have to continue to get things going by using the run game. Using that run game, running the ball, pounding the ball in there. Kadeem Carey, he needs to have a good game because what we find is when they get that game going, when they move the ball and get it working with the run game, that all of a sudden opens up the passing and it gives the Argos a chance to throw that ball deep. Now, Montreal seems to have found a way. Everything Montreal does is for a purpose, and they've been playing really, really good. Now, when you compare these two quarterbacks, right now, Cameron Duke sitting at 873 yards. Fajardo sitting at 1,574 yards. What a comparison. As much as we say Dukes needs to throw the ball, they've been running the ball a whole lot, but 1,574 yards for Varjo, the Montreal quarterback, compared to 873 for the young Cameron Dukes. On the receiving side, 176 yards for Rashid Bailey, 564 yards for Tyson Philpott of Montreal. So not only is Montreal throwing the ball further for more yards, they're receiving it, and it's eating up a lot of yards. Now, the rushing game, this is where the Argos have the advantage. Kadeem Carey, 269 rushing yards. Walter Fletcher for the Alouettes, 230. It's close, but the Argos just out on top. In terms of the tackles, who to look for? Whiten McManus, 25 tackles for the Argos. Tyrese Beverette, 34 tackles for Montreal, again leading the way there. In the sack-a-lack-a-lack category, the QB sacks, it's Jake Serezna. He comes in with 2 sacks. Jeffrey Canton-Arcou, 2 sacks. I feel like both those were against Cameron Dukes and the Argos the last time these two teams met. B. Disney, what's going on? Welcome in, everybody. Do me a favor, as you are coming in, hit that thumbs up for us. Once the game gets started, we'll get our QB stats on the screen. We'll get our game stats on the screen. We'll have it all here as we go. But this is going to be a real fun game. Again, the Argonauts desperately seeking to get back in this win column, trying to find the way. Find that way home. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope, is what the Argos are saying right now. Theo Sam Eagle, how's it going? Sort of expecting Sammy Sam to stream tonight in his football pads and tight pants. Theo, I actually have never played organized football. We played at school for fun, no pads, just all out, and that was a blast, but never myself got in to organized football. But I'm glad I'm on this side of the screen, able to bring all the action and avoid the concussions. Although the way I've been pretty clumsy, you never know what may happen. But good to see you, Theo. Sam Eagle, welcome in to the show. So we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. As you know, I see a lot of you already getting in there. If you're new to the channel and you're just tuning in, you are earning points simply by being here and hanging out. All you have to do is ! points in the chat. That'll tell you how many points you have earned and how many points you have to play with. Now, when you play with your points, it's pretty... Whoa, don't want to do that. That's not good. When you play with your points, you very easily can continue to earn more and more and more simply by chatting. The more you chat, the more points you earn. And I'm just on the backside here getting some of these other components organized and ready to go. So as this game pipes up, we'll get our stats ready to fly. So again, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Let's get this organized here. We're going to wait. They're going to come out on the field momentarily. How do you feel the Leafs free agency? So I'm pretty good with the Leafs in free agency. I'm pretty happy, pretty satisfied with their moves up to this point. I think there's still some wiggle room for the Leafs to do a little bit more, but hey, time will tell. I'd love to see another forward come to be with the Maple Leaf squad. So Theo, those are my thoughts. All right, I got to make one quick change here, and I'm just working on the fly, trying to get this going. But we're going to have a great game again. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming in, hitting that like. Montreal coming out on the field. They're set to go. And Sam is struggling here. His scoreboard doesn't want to behave. So let me try this on for size. We're going to do a reboot here. All right, we're ready to go. They're on the field. It's almost time. Let's play some football. Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm going to have to figure out how else to get this organized here. Sam says, how do we fix what we're trying to fix? How do we separate? All right, here we go. Montreal's going to kick this one off. And here we go. It's game on. Argos going to receive. They're going to run this one back. A nice run. Argos almost to the midfield line. Great run back. Great start and a great run back. Give Dukes some room to move through. All right, so I'm going to have to... Hey, we're going to have to maybe scrap this. All right, here we go. Argos ready to make the move. Kadeem Carey going to run this one up a few yards.
Starting offense.
So the Argos going to pound that run early, get that going for them.
One of those first-round picks from the great O-line draft of 2018.
Need the Argos to really use everything to get going. They got to use their stuff. Flag early on here. Oh boy. So time count violation, second down. Daniel Berry, what's going on? Welcome in. Thanks for joining us. Here we go. Dukes, 2nd and 11. Come on, Dukes. Let's go. Here's the snap. Dukes dropping back. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to still run. Getting back and over the line of scrimmage. Picks up a few, but the Argos are going to have to kick this one away. They put themselves in some good field position to start, but they're now going to have to punt this one away.
From his linebacker spot, we're going to see
a good opportunity, good try to get things going.
Marc-Antoine Dequoy out of the lineup tonight, 9th overall pick in this year's draft. He's been a beauty.
Here's going to be the snapback. Good kick all the way back. Going to take it at the 5. Here comes the Owls. The Owls in the red jerseys tonight. Gets to about the 22. And now here comes Fajardo. Let's see what Fajardo can do to get things going. Man, I don't know what's going on. These stats tonight not wanting to cooperate at all.
That come from behind win, as there just never seemed to be a bit of panic from any member of the group. Calgary had that lead going into the fourth quarter, but it was as if Montreal had them right where they wanted them.
So I'm going to continue to work on this Montreal ball now. Here comes the Alouettes.
Right down after the opening defensive possession, and they go back here offensively to Cole Speaker, who had his best game against these Argonauts back in week number 4 as we see the Alouettes starting offense.
Yeah, I don't want to keep an eye on that offensive line. And Justin Lawrence, this is a guy who's a winner through his first 5 CFL seasons, 3 Grey Cup rings with 3 different teams. Pretty good teammate to have around. And Walter Fletcher, you talk about Fletcher. Now, through the first 5 games, Montreal has had 600-yard games from receivers, 4 different receivers, Fletcher becoming the 4th last week against Calgary.
Fajardo on 2nd and 6.
Here's Fajardo. The Argos going to get in him. Oh, no. We lost the feed. The cable goes down. Now it comes up. We got a flag on the play. Flag on the play.
Rudess sur le pas, roughing the passer. Toronto numéro 19, number 19.
Toronto roughing the passer. Ouch.
Premier essai, automatic first down for Montreal.
Automatic first down.
Here you see the rush coming from the outside. Robert Priester in at that nickel linebacker spot with the injury to Quincy Moget. And just that redirection as you saw him flying through the air. And then realizing it was going to be a tackle rather than a knockdown.
3 different face masks on that one. It's Fajardo again with pressure on. And the Argos on back-to-back sacks. Making plays. Robbie Smith at the bottom of the pile. As the Argonauts starting defense flying up the field right now.
Yeah, and big start
Argonauts.
for the Toronto Argonauts.
Good job by the defense. That's exactly what we needed to see. Gotta get the defense going.
Out of the lineup. I mentioned the Canadian receivers being banged up. A few more snaps on defense for Canadian linebacker Fraser Sopik. And with a lot of changes in the secondary for Toronto from last season, Royce Metchie will be counted on to hold down the fort at safety.
Fajardo after the sack.
Nice throw up. First down and more for the Alouettes. They're still running.
Territory. First down Montreal, and Cole Speaker picking up right where he left off a few weeks ago against the Double Blue.
Yeah, Speaker with his
Huge pass here by the Alouettes. Able to pick up all kinds of space and more.
Off to a terrific start. Big target working out of the slot for Cody Fajardo.
21 yards for number 17. Moves it all the way up to the 50. As Fajardo will go run this time. Walter Fletcher.
Fajardo's going to run this. Going to roll out to the left. And that's going to be a takedown.
With this Alouettes offensive line that's been helping Walter Fletcher get up to speed quickly this season.
And we take a look at the Fletcher file from last week. There you see it, 160 yards from scrimmage. Not often you see a running back with over 100 yards receiving in a ball game, but Walter Fletcher piling up those yards after the catch.
Playing with great pace as well. Told us this week his favorite running back growing up, LaDainian Tomlinson. See a little bit of that in his game. Has another check down this time on 2nd and medium, and Speaker reaches the football out, and we'll pick up another Alouettes first down.
Alouettes first. They continue the pressure here.
But we talked about this a lot last week, Marsh, that
The
it can
Alouettes
be
doing
any
a
receiver
really,
on
really
any
good
day
job.
for this Montreal Alouettes team.
Any drive.
Yeah.
They just pick and choose, don't they?
And this happens to be a Cole Speaker drive.
Jared Brinkman, a late substitution onto the field here is Amani Dennis playing the boundary halfback. Makes his way to the sideline.
Here's
So this
Fajardo.
Argonauts defense
Fajardo getting ready, set to make the
find
move.
combination to get a
Going
stop.
to drop back, fakes the throw. Now he's going to run, runs into trouble, gets back to the line of scrimmage
Right around
before
the
being
original line of
taken
scrimmage.
down. Yeah, thank you for bearing with me as we had to fix some of these stats there.
As we
Dallas,
talk
how's it
about
going?
those
Welcome.
Montreal receivers, you heard Kate mention in studio, Keon Julian Grant, a late scratch for Montreal tonight. Shedler Furvius, second-year man, will be the one looked upon.
Here's the snap, dropping back and throw over the top. Another reception here by the Alouettes. Almost to the first down line. So third and a few.
The next leading target getter in the passing game.
My guess is they're going to bring the kicking unit on here.
Yeah, interesting when you look at Montreal's.
So Montreal showing their dominance early here, but the Argos defense did make a couple good plays. They can't shut down Fajardo.
Tyson Philpott has had that. He had almost twice as many yards as any other Montreal
receiver. They're going to make the attempt here for the field goal. Maltos is 3 for 3 with his longest being a 30-yarder this season. He's getting himself in position.
For field goal kickers.
39-yard field goal attempt. Here's the snap. The kick is up, and it's wide right. Wide right. That's going to be through the end zone. So Montreal picks up a single point here in the Canadian Football League. If you miss a field goal and goes through the end zone, you are awarded a single. So the Alouettes are on the board, 1-0. The Argonauts will pick up the ball. Cameron Dukes, he's going to get things going. A little bit of a slow start here for the Argos, but they're able to hold the Montreal Alouettes to just a single. Let's see what they're going to turn around and do now coming back. Thank you for coming in, being here. If you're new to the chat, welcome. My name is Sam. Thank you for joining us. Looks like Sam broke his channel. So thank you for being here. Hope you are enjoying the summer season of content so far. This is going to be a good game. This will end up being a solid game. Montreal, they are always a tough opponent. The Argos do have to find their way to hold them down. We need football nachos. Dallas, I got to figure out how I broke my channel, trying to redo some of the key words and stuff, and I think I've made things very, very bad. I think me's broke it. So help us out, share us out if you're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, Reddit. Share our link, drop our link, let your friends and colleagues know. Come enjoy some CFL action. Right now, Montreal with that 1-0 lead. Toronto has to be a little bit more solid. Their first set of downs, they had to punt it away. They got they were at midfield. It looks like there's some issues with the feed coming out of Montreal here today. It's been very, very choppy and inconsistent. They're just coming back. Cameron Dukes back at the helm. Let's see what he can do on his second set of downs here. Second possession for the Argos. They're going to snap it back. Dukes throw it over the top. The Argos are going to bobble it, and that is going to be incomplete.
Let's go!
Thank you so much for hitting that subscribe.
And along the defensive
I appreciate
line,
it.
Isaac Adeyemi Berglund, first year here with Montreal. Expect him to take a bigger role
Thank
in
you
that
for hitting
pass
that
rush in the
subscribe.
absence of Sean Lemon. Tyrese Beverette, nobody fills a stat sheet quite like this guy, making sure darn near every column is looked after week after week. And Bryce Cosby listed as the free safety.
All right, Argos, let's get her done.
We expect to see a lot of people fill those.
Second and 10. Snap back. It's a bobbled snap. Duke's in trouble. He's going to get sack-a-lacked at the 25. A terrible set of downs here for the Argonauts. The Montreal Alouettes pummel them down. The Argos again going to have to punt this one away. Oh, goodness. They're going to end up giving Montreal real good field position.
Noel Thorpe is going to let players play to their strength. Canton Arku does a nice job getting to the quarterback. This his third sack of the young season.
Defense again.
Here go the Argos. They're going to kick this one away.
Looked like it should have been blocked, but Here's the 57-yard punt. And Cody Fajardo, after a successful open possession, ended up going for a single on the missed field goal. He'll try to put 6 on the board and continue the winning ways of the Alouettes early.
The Alouettes, they're going to get this ball back. Cody Fajardo, he's going to look to dominate. He's going to look to pick things up and get things going. Fajardo, an absolute monster when it comes to this team. The Alouettes absolutely been dominating the league right now with a perfect record. And that's what the Argonauts are up against. A strong team. And it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a real challenge for them to find a way to close things out. So again, thank you for being here. Hopefully Toronto can find a better way, because yikes, this one hurts right now. This one hurts. What do you think? What do you think? The Argos have a chance? Can the Argos come back and get far? What do you think? Are you for the Argos or are you against the Argos? What is your choice? And thank you for being here. And again, thank you, Esquire, again, for hitting that subscribe. We really do appreciate it. Dal says there is a chance. There's always a chance. Again, thanks for joining us. We are from Toronto. We are a Toronto-based channel. We love our Toronto sports. We are here willing these Argos to get back into the win column. 93 days, Dallas and counting. Cannot wait. That 93 days is going to go by real fast. One of the things I love about the Canadian Football League is it is so much fun to watch. It's exciting to drive, and that's why I'm here in front of you, bringing you the action so we can all have some fun. And off going to be run up the middle. Fletcher going to pick up a couple yards here. It's going to be about 2nd and 8. Second and 8. Fajardo looking to continue to dominate.
Yeah, and obviously
13 and 0 in his last 13 starts. Cody Fajardo tearing up this league. On the go with CeeLo. What's going on? Welcome in. Good to see you. 1-0. Right? Here's a drop back. Fajardo. He's going to run with it. He's going to roll right. Look, and here comes the attack. The Argos miss a tackle. Fajardo picks up 6. Can't get to the first down marker. But a nice little run. The Argos D. What happened? Jen, how's it going? Welcome in. Good to see you. The Argos D just said, we're going to give you a bye. We're going to let you drive. That was not good. Not good at all.
Seeing him run like that, comfortably in rhythm, that looks like Cody Fajardo in the best season he's had in the CFL back when he was in Saskatchewan. And a lot of Alouettes fans very excited about even plays like that don't produce points. Give them an opportunity to believe when he's healthy, he can be a true dual threat quarterback. Jamarian Grant returns this 50-yard punt to the 30. And the Argonauts get the football back, trailing early on by a score of 1-0. Cam Deuce.
All right, so the Argos now, they're going to get a chance to come back. Come on, Argos.
When you start your morning with Shreddy's 100% whole.
Find a way. Struggling here early, but this time they're able to stop the Alouettes from continuing to play. The Argonauts going to get another chance here. Their first possession was not good. The second possession, even worse. Now it's time for the Argos to get things going here as Fajardo leading the way. 4 completions in 4 attempts, picking up 40 yards. Right now, the young star for the Argos has not been able to throw the ball, has not been able to complete a pass. Kadeem Carey with a run for 4 yards. Cameron Dukes with a run for 4 yards. And that's all the Argonauts have going for them. It has not been pretty. Certainly not been pretty. So they really need to get this back up and going. But I believe it's time for the Argonauts to get this one going. If you're just coming in, thank you for being here. Make sure to hit that thumbs up for us, hit that like button, and of course, hit that subscribe as well. This is a big game for the Argonauts. They have a chance. They've lost their last two. They have a chance to add a loss to the Montreal Alouettes. It would put them back in the win column. Montreal right now has some injuries they're battling through, so it gives Toronto an opportunity to take advantage of some of those injuries. Thank you so much for hitting that thumbs up. Appreciate it. But the Argos, even with all the injuries to Montreal, the Argonauts definitely in tough. They have to continue to put things together. They're just coming back from commercial break. Let's see what Cameron Dukes and the Argos can do here with about 5.5 left in the first quarter. In motion, here's the snap. Going to be handed off. The Argos going to run it up the middle. Going to pick up about 5. So another run here for Toronto.
Last two 0-2, and it's obvious why.
Dukes, in his last 2 games, his completion percentage dropping to 63%. Only picking up about 400 yards. No touchdowns, 5 interceptions. His first 2 games, 5 TDs, no interceptions. So complete turnaround for young Dukes. But we know he can get this going. He's got the stuff.
Ryan Dinwiddie and the Argos offense were kind of
Dinwiddie putting a play call in here. Dukes checking it out on his wrist. Acknowledges. And here we go.
Dukes having to step out of his comfort zone.
2nd and 5. Back to Dukes. Little sidearm to the line of scrimmage over the first down marker. And it's a first down, Argos. As Bailey picking it up there with a nice little run. That's how you got to start, right? When you don't have things going your way, you got to start with the little passes, the little flips, get yourself some yardage. Cameron Dukes with a nice fake handoff there, going to his right, tossing it over to Bailey. Bailey picking up a handful of yards after the reception. So 4:05 to go, waiting for the snap. There it is. Dukes going to hand it off, pounding it up the middle, picking up about 6 yards here. I believe that was Kadeem Carey yet again. Kadeem Carey in his first 2 games picking up about 100 or so yards each game. That has dropped off, needs to pick it back up. Absolutely, Theo. Luck goes a long way. You got to get those bounces. So 2nd and 3. Toronto got a good spot. 2nd and 3 on their own 51-yard line.
First down Argonauts. And this will certainly make Cam Dukes feel like he's got a lot of breathing room behind him and lots to gain moving forward as wholesale changes here, substitutions going into first down.
And we'll take a look at this very cohesive Toronto Argonaut offensive line. Going to work with the veteran Kadeem Carey. Banging around in behind them.
Your fellow foodie Ryan Hunter.
Yes, sir.
Banging around that time with Darnell Sankey pretty good right in the middle. Great matchup to watch all night long as Deonta McMahon checks into the game.
So here's Dukes rolling out. Going to pass it up. Picking up a couple. Going to carry after. There it is. First down. 30. 25 and knocked out of bounds. A nice reception here. Sindani going to run after the reception. Nice little move. The Argos got things going. Absolutely spectacular play here by Toronto. Good job looking for your option. Dukes was looking across field, had to run out of the pocket, comes back across the middle, and Sindani, a nice little pickup. And again, a one move opens him up to grab an extra 10 yards or so. So you start with some small passes, now you make it a little bigger. The Argos all of a sudden down at the Montreal 23, 1st and 10. They're going to run this back. And this is this going to be a first down?
2nd down and 5 to come as they rotate
No,
the
2nd and
backs.
5. Abu Dhabi.
They put in the Canadian Attaboy.
Yeah, pretty good 3-headed monster in that.
That's not how you pronounce it at all. It's Abu Boy. He's going to run up. 2nd and 5. Montreal 18 now. Toronto with a chance, pounding this ball down low into the Montreal zone. Duke's discussing the play. They're going to call it their set coming out of the huddle. The horns are going here in Montreal. They're trying to get this defense to stop the Argos in their tracks. Here's a snap back. Dukes is looking. A little flip again. The Argos can't run it up. A nice little play there, but the Argos just took a little too much time to get set to run. And they lose a bunch of yards. And, of course, that tackle took out the TSN feed. Come on, TSN. Bring us back.
And certainly for a guy like Noel Thorpe here in
So the
Montreal,
Argonauts with a
values
chance.
versatility, those interchangeable pieces.
Just can't get anything going on a not a great second down call. Surf Bomb, how's it going? Welcome in. Good to see you. A 1 point. So when you kick a field goal, if you miss the field goal, but it goes all the way through the end zone, you pick up at 1 point. Anytime you kick the ball through the end zone, you get 1 point. The Argos going to put this one up, and it's good. Field goal, Argos. So the Argos take a 3-1 score with 25 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. I went to a football game and a hockey score broke out. 3-1 in the first period. Unbelievable. What a start. But hey, at least the Argos had some positive things happen on that drive. They needed some positive things to happen, and they got it. So good job. Dukes, he now is 3 for 4, picking up 34 yards. That's exactly what he needed to do to get things going, getting some good runs. Kadeem Carey now, four carries for 23 yards. Dukes, of course, running the ball as well. But receiving has been key. Sindani, 29 yards on that one catch. That's what they needed. Of course, Rasheed Bailey picking up 9 on the one previous. So a couple of throws gets you some yardage, and all of a sudden that confidence starts to build. And the Argos getting things going and good things going. And that's what it's all about. Hey, Devils are going nuts. But yeah, Surf Bomb, boy, oh boy, aren't they going to have a fun team to watch next season? They're going to have a real fun team to watch. It's going to be exciting for the Devils. They're just getting ready to come back from commercial break. Wow, the Argonauts on Jeopardy. Not the Argonauts, the CFL on Jeopardy. Talking about the 20 yards in the end zone. That's pretty cool.
I'll take bucket list accomplishment for 1,000. Not only is his CFL quarterback 5-0 right now, but he had a dream moment earlier in this.
All right, so let's see what Montreal is going to do now. Fajardo has been awesome. He looks good early, going 5 for 5 for 40 yards. Let's see what he's going to do to bring this Alouette team back. And right off the draw, he's in trouble. He's running. The Argos hunting him down. He's going to throw it away, and it's caught. Oh my gosh, what a huge catch. In trouble. Running away, throwing it down the far side of the field, and Montreal comes back with an outstanding catch. Talk about coming back and getting open. Speaker doing exactly what he needs to do. Sees his quarterback is in trouble. He changes the route, runs back, gets himself into some open turf. And Fajardo tosses the ball and finds him. Unbelievable. Now he's going to fake the handoff, throw this one away, but it's down low, so it's going to be 2nd and 10. And Fajardo grabbing his hamstring there.
Just a little tweak and nothing that's going to hamper him. But on the final
you don't
play
like
of the
to see that
quarter,
for any starting QB in this league.
The Alouette starting quarterback goes live. It looks like he's going to head down the tunnel here.
Oh no, so Fajardo, he could be out of this game right now. Richard coming in, dropping 5 gifted memberships. Richard, good to see you. Thank you so much for that, and congratulations to all the new gifted memberships. Richard, thank you so much. We appreciate you very, very much. Such a huge supporter. So thank you for doing what you do and supporting us here on the channel. Again, congratulations. Let's get some, I don't know, do we got footballs? What's a good emoji to celebrate? The stick taps don't really work for football. Is there a football emoji in the YouTube emojis? Can we get some footballs up there for Richard in honor of the dono, the gift of membership? And thank you so much, Richard. That's what the Argonauts need right now. There it is. Thank you, Dallas. Dallas getting some footballs up there. I couldn't remember if there was a football emoji or not. The Argos, they need a gift right now. They got to get things going. And Fajardo, that did not look good. It is the end of quarter number 1. What is going to be the status of the Montreal quarterback? He ran to the sideline, grabbed his hamstring, and apparently headed down the tunnel. Blue Jays wanted I know, Dallas. It's such a rare occasion now. We will look to get more Jays games in
between these two, but certainly both offenses going back and forth a little bit, feeling it out. The concern right now, obviously, is Cody Fajardo. We'll get a look at a second at the injury here.
We're going to see if he is going to return or if he's going to be out. What a turn of events that would be. Fajardo cannot be there.
Some tough games playing on a short week here, and you know the
9 months,
every team looks at it.
That was already a number.
Looking at
so here it is. He hops away, hobbles, runs straight to the sideline, and he heads right down the tunnel.
Is wanting to practice accordingly, and this is something.
So I wonder if they're just going to wrap it and he'll be back. Going to get some ice. We'll have to see the status of the Montreal quarterback. That could be game changing.
They're doing their best to balance things right now, but as we said earlier, just kind of trying to survive until that bye next week.
So let's see what Montreal can do now. Mark, hello there. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Oh my gosh, Montreal going way downtown, all the way to the Argos 5, but it's incomplete. Holy Evans coming in and says, I'm going to make a splash. And he launches this ball all the way down, but it's incomplete.
The lineup taking the place of Mason Pierce, who had such a strong 2023.
So a good chance here. The Argos D gets in the way. It hits off the Argo player's head and goes out of bounds.
Just the right mix back there, Dennis.
Wow, Montreal really trying to go deep. So it's going to be third and 10 here. They're going to kick this one away, the Argos.
Drop it inside the 10-yard
Getting back, it's going to hop into the Argos end zone. We got a flag on the play here. This is going to be a no yards play. In the Canadian Football League, there is no such thing as a fair catch, but the receiver is entitled to a 5-yard circle around him. So the rushing team, the defenders, have to give him 5 yards to grab the ball, and then they can attack. They did not give him those 5 yards, so it's going to be a no yards ball play. Triton, what's going on? Welcome in. Shoot the puck already. Can't wait. Can't wait to get back on the ice.
Looking to different sources
90 some odd days away.
In terms of big plays and
the Argos, last time possession, they put 3 on the board. Let's see if they can do it again.
Grant could be a big part of that.
Well, and he's getting some snaps on offense as well. He was in when they got inside the 20-yard line.
There you go, Sir Plum. There you go. That happens.
Montréal numéro 46, no yards, Montreal number 46. The penalty is declined, la pénalité est refusée. The result of the play is a single point. Le résultat c'est un
but they declined the penalty.
Un point Montréal.
Ben Major on the call, our referee here is, so they'll take the single point and make your score.
So it's going to be 2 points now to Montreal, and the reason they do that, if the Argos took the no yards penalty, they would have ended up having to take the ball on the 5-yard line. Because they decline it, they give Montreal the single point. That puts Toronto out to their 40. So a strategic call there. Here's the snap, going to be handed off. And again, the Montreal Alouettes tying up the Argo receiver. They pick up about a yard, maybe 2. So again, 3-2, not a common score you will see in a football game. 3-2, 2 single points for Montreal. Montreal knows how to score. They score in bunches, but they never would have expected them to get 2 singles.
Doing a terrific job defending that one.
The Argos going to snap this one back. Dukes looking, he's going to rush this one up. Now he's going to toss this over to the side again. The Argos pick up about 5 more yards. It's going to be like 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4.
Starting to wonder whether or not Kadeem Carey is okay.
But some bizarre play calling here.
Seeing Carey for a couple of series, Adebaboye for one, but
Adebaboye's been taking these balls, taking the rushes. I mean, they make a good point. What is the deal with Kadeem Carey? Where is he? Because the Argonauts are now going to have to kick this one away. There's a snap. The Argos. The punt is up. Montreal, it's going to bobble. Montreal picks it up about the 15. And there comes the tackle. So not going to get good field position. Flags are out on the field.
Makes his way back out onto the field early on in the second
July 21st, and they say they're going to return to European football after
over
37 years.
We'll see how it unfolds.
Wow. 37 years playing either a team from Iceland or Albany, not decided yet, but counting down the days. That's one heck of a period of time away. 37 years. Wow. That should be a good one. Coming up in a couple of weeks' time, the Olympics just around the corner. And I don't know about you, but I am so curious to see how these Olympics are going to go off. The Olympics taking place in France is going to be very interesting to see what is going on. But I'm excited. I love the Olympic Games. We will be going live. We'll be covering some Canadian basketball. The Canadian basketball team is predicted to be the only basketball team that may give Team USA some trouble. So I am curious to see how that's going to play out. So we will definitely be covering some of the Canadian sports. Is going head to head against Simone Biles. Yeah, I can't wait. I love watching the gymnastics, diving. I'm a huge fan of diving. I love all the swimming events, actually. Diving, swimming is great. Water polo, man, it's vicious. There's a lot. So we'll have to see what the Olympic schedule is going to look like. Yeah, rowing is great. So we'll have to see what the Olympic schedule is going to look like. And then we'll put together some hangouts, some watch-alongs, so we can watch these sports and cheer on the athletes of our countries. That'll be a lot of fun. So Montreal, still no word yet on Fajardo. That's right, Dallas. The time zones are going to be crazy. Hopefully we will get some good evening sports, evening our time. So we're not going to be getting up at 5 a.m.
Montreal went on to
stream.
Last Saturday as Fajardo.
So no yards was the call. Here's Montreal in the handoff, going to run up the middle. Toronto's going to take him down. Pick up a 4 here for Montreal.
See the development here of Tyson Philpott.
Been there, done that. That's right.
And obviously, basic statistics don't tell the full picture of a player's development, Dwayne, but this is
so
pretty good stuff.
Give him 3 yards. All right, so
Obviously
2nd and 7 now.
Right direction, but a steep
for
upward curve here, and
the
I often
Alouettes.
think this for Canadian players is year 3 is
the
big.
defense of both
Right,
teams has
in terms
stepped up. It's been much better than what we have seen previously.
The point at which they have closed the gap.
See what he can accomplish.
Toronto leading 3-2 as we're here just the start of the second quarter. Montreal going to snap it. Curling back, looking. Here's Evans going to go to the sideline route.
Goes to Charleston Rambo. His first grab of the ball.
Rambo's going to pick up a couple, just getting back to the line of scrimmage. It's like that. Montreal's going to have to kick this one away.
Once again, and this Montreal offense.
So the punting unit coming out, Evans.
Bogged down
He throws a couple, but not able to pick up a lot of yards. No sign yet of Fajardo. No update on Fajardo.
Necessarily that Fajardo gives the entire huddle.
Yeah, and there's that.
Montreal's going to kick this one away. Toronto set to receive.
Of course, of Cody Fajardo.
Of course, it's at the Montreal 35, so Toronto should end up with some decent field position. Didn't get any kind of little run back.
Just based on experience, familiarity.
Alouettes offense picked up right where they left off at the
There's
end.
the snap. Montreal's going to kick this one.
To page one.
Great kick. Toronto going to pick it up around their 25. Going to spin backwards. Now running it up the middle. Running into a wall. Nowhere to go. Picks up about 5, so should be at the Toronto 30. Phenomenal kick here by the Alouettes. Toronto with the reception just spins around, runs right into the Montreal wall. Pardon me. It's a 5-hour difference between Canada and France. Noon in Toronto is 5 p.m. Okay, so we should get some good evening events, some of those early afternoon events. So that's good. We should get some good stuff going on. But I think you're right. Any of the big, there's going to be a lot of stuff happening late in the late hours, early hours of the morning. But that's what the Olympics is all about. I can't wait. Hopefully Canada does all right this time around. Track and field, of course. Going to be a ton of fun. 575 days until the Milan Olympics. That's a long time away. That's going to be a fun Olympics too. I get the Olympics rotating, every 4 years. So every 2 years you get another games. But it just seems so far away. Pardon me. Tired today. Skiing on the Italian Alps will be epic. Yeah, it will. So will hockey when they get the NHL players going out there. Of course, we'll get a taste of some international hockey in February when the First Nations Cup is going to come out. Again, 4 international teams will be going toe-to-toe, all with NHL players. That is going to be a ton of fun. Crosby, McDavid, Bedard. Curious how many Leafs will end up making those teams. All right, just coming back in here.
On to McMahon on the field right now.
So Carey on the sidelines, not making his return, so he must be suffering some kind of issue. Duke's off the snap, going to throw this over. Toronto, good job. They're going to pick up about 7. Bailey coming through here.
Bailey has a word or two.
Yeah, definitely Dallas. Goaltending is not the strong suit.
Coming out of the backfield.
Definitely will need some type of a keeper. I think Aiden Hill is going to be marked as the starter. Yeah, a little bit busy. Just a little bit. Here we go. 2nd and 3 for the Argos. Getting to the 10-minute mark.
As this one unfolds.
Crosby still snapped. Richard, don't forget him young. The Argos going to drive, picking up the first down. There it is, Kadeem Carey making his return back in here, picking up the needed few yards. First down. So 1st and 10 Argos now. Good job cutting through, and it's good to see that Carey is okay. Good to have him back in here. They got to utilize this run game to spread the field, to open it up, to allow for some passing. 5 carries for 26 yards. 1st and 10, back to Duke's going to spin around, pitch this towards the sideline. The Argos going to pick up again about 6 yards before McMahon steps out of bounds.
To find ways to get completions for Cam Dukes, get him into a rhythm here with a little over 9 minutes remaining in the first half.
Yeah, we've seen it even just these.
So McMahon, a nice little job. Good. The Argos starting to use a lot of different bodies now, which is good to see. So 2nd and 4. So they don't get a good spot. 2nd and 4 on their own 49.
Still allows the first downs to add up.
Duke's in the backfield. Sorry, Carey in the backfield. There's the snap. Handoff, and the carry runs right into the Montreal line as they were coming in fiercely. So that's going to be third down Argos.
The rookie continuing
Wow.
to have a tremendous impact on this defense. Keep an eye. He's coming off the right side of your screen, Quentin Arcu.
Carey nowhere to go. A guy from the right, guy from the left, closing in directly on top of him. Carey nowhere to go. So Toronto, after a nice little start of a drive here, they're going to have to kick this one away. That's the challenge in the Canadian Football League, is you only get 2 attempts. Haggerty with a nice kick. Montreal at their own 10. Going to start to curl, jumping away from 1. Now brought down about the 16-yard line. So good rush, good kick, and a good rush downfield by the Argos to not allow Montreal to move this up. They're going to go to commercial break. And we're going to get a chance to come back with 8 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in quarter number 2. Nobody's put a major up on the board yet. We got a field goal for the Argos. And we got a touchback and a kick through, well, I guess 2, and a kick through the end zone to give the Montreal 2 points. Again, what an interesting start to this foosball game. But it's a good one. We knew this was going to be a battle. We knew the defense had to come out and be strong, what we talked about in the open. And that's exactly what they've been doing here. Both defenses is showing up, and both defenses are playing well. And sometimes you need it. Montreal being led by Wall, Cosby, Lyon, Johnson, all picking up a couple tackles. For the Argos, it's been really spread out. I think almost everybody's in there getting a tackle, which is good to see. Haggerty, 4 punts for a total of 203 yards. 3 punts for Federico for 151 yards. His longest was 51. Haggerty's longest was 57. On the kick return, Grant one reception for 42 yards. And on a punt return, Grant 2 for 23 yards. So some good movement. So Fajardo still not coming in. Caleb Evans back on the helm. So Fajardo, he went 5 for 6 for 62 yards before having to leave with a hammy injury, we believe. TA, how's it going? Welcome in. Interception, Argos, touchdown, pick 6. Whoa!
This is the guy we talked about wanting to set the tone for the Toronto Argonauts.
Touchdown! The Argos with a pick 6. And that's an interception, run back for a touchdown. The Argos with the first major of the day, and it comes from their defense. Wow.
We can see, I'm not sure Caleb Evans can.
McManus, he curls to cover across. Evans tosses the ball lightly. McManus picks this one out of the air, runs this one right in. Pick 6, Argos. Now they're going to put this one up for the extra. This is up and it's good. First major of the game goes to the Toronto Argonauts, making it 10-2. Wow, what a great sequence here for Toronto. McManus. We were just talking about how well the defense has been playing.
Stacked in behind. Watch how he loops
that was
towards
great.
the middle.
McManus just coming across, sees it happening, grabs the interception, runs it in for the touchdown.
The intended receiver, Walter Fletcher,
wow.
on the screen. But his things get blocked up because of the stud.
Those are good eyes. Evans looking at his target the whole way, did not see him coming around. Candy Army, what's going on? Welcome in.
White, however, was there. and makes a big play for the Toronto
Great
Argonauts.
eye by McManus.
We'll want that one back. That is
Sneaking in, and that's huge for Toronto.
keeping your own end, just trying to get some
The Toronto now going to punt this one, going to kick it off.
but it was a mess, and they paid the price. So 10-2 after the extra point.
Sometimes you need your defense to spark something good, and that's exactly what they just did there. Beverly, hello. Welcome in. It's going to be kicked downfield. Montreal picks it up at their 15, going to run this back up across the 30, 35 to the 40 before being taken down. So a nice little run back off the kickoff. The Argos doing exactly what they need to do.
Learning from it, but not dwelling on it.
That was huge.
Now in his 4th year in the
Argos
Canadian
just doing
Football League, but in the grand
things.
scheme of things, still a young quarterback. But we'll see how he responds here.
Again, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. If you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, hit that like button for us.
So far on the season, Toronto's done a pretty good job of keeping
10 to
it clean.
2, 7:18 to go here in
Right
quarter number 2.
The end of the first quarter, so Evans.
Here's a snap back. Evans going to throw this. Nice reception. First down, Montreal, and a few more, so they get the ball back to midfield.
We saw when he had those 9 targets, 9 catches for 104
Fletcher
yards
with the nice reception for Montreal, picks up some extra yards. Just because you, as the Argos defense, made a great play for the interception and the score, doesn't mean you can slow things down now. That's the only struggle when the defense makes a play like that. You don't get to get off the field and rest. You got to come right back
He's
on.
hot right now. He's seeing it pretty well.
So Evans
in the
back.
gun.
Here's the snap.
They'll
Going
go
to hand this
flicker.
one off.
Max protection.
It's a flicker back. Evans going way downtown again. And this time can't be complete.
Max Pro, everybody squeezed
So
into
Evans
as they could,
handed the
but
ball off.
an Argonaut came
The
firing
back
through, and
picked the
Evans
ball and he
a little
tossed
bit
it
disturbed
back
off
to
the point of
Evans.
trying to get
And
rid
then
of it.
Evans with the
Incomplete.
bomb, but
I
way
think back
over the head
as
of
I
its
watched this
intended
play to
target.
Caleb Evans' first play in the ballgame.
Trying to get a little fancy here.
Trying to throw the ball deep.
Trying to get a little
There's
fancy.
sort of an element of trying to catch the opposition.
Thank you, Beverly.
You see McManus.
I think he thought he was going to be able to catch that and run.
Yeah.
He almost had
This
another
was
pick.
very, very close.
And Jonathan
Baker
Edwards
just
doing
could
a good
not
job
get
of
there.
Staying at home
Needed
on the
an
play,
extra
staying
turbo
with his
boost.
receiver, Cole
So
Speaker.
still at midfield, going to be 2nd and 10.
I'm
There's a
thinking this is gonna be
conversation
defensive pass interference challenge.
Yeah, they're looking
here with
over
the
there. There
Montreal
was a
coach
little
and the
bit of
official.
contact as you can see where Speaker seemed to bog down
Of course,
first.
we got our Argos player shirt on.
Sont d'avis qu'il y aurait eu une passe interférence pour Toronto ce dernier jeu. On va réviser le jeu. Toronto's check. Montreal's asking for a challenge. They believe there should have been pass interference on the previous play. The play will be reviewed.
So challenge. The challenge flag comes out for defensive pass interference.
Command this evening as the replay official, and so
Let's see what command center has to pull out. Pass interference, the challenge.
Command trying to sort out
If
whether or
this
not there's
is
pass interference
successful,
here on Jonathan Edward against
this will
Speaker.
bring the ball
keeping an eye on
all
the
the way
bottom of
down
your
to the Argos at like 20 or less.
Matchup out there.
So let's see.
Speaker tries to give it a double move, and Edward, as he turns it upfield, delivers a little bit of a jam. Looked like a little bit of contact later in the route there as well. And pass interference, you think it's about that time when the ball
To
is in the
me,
air.
I don't
When you're
see anything
looking at pass interference, that would be the contact
you don't
right
see.
here.
You know, there are
Jason
always
Nolas
battles
is
going
seeking a
downfield.
ruling on.
I don't see anything out of the norm. But again, the camera angle is showing the.
We'll see whether or not
It's hard to see because the Montreal's body kind of blocks the Argos, so you can't really see how much contact there actually was.
Doesn't matter who's at quarterback, that is his mentality.
But this is being challenged. Thank you for hitting that like. We appreciate it.
And I think when you look again at what the first play call was,
So an
when Evans came into
explanation
the game,
coming
and
out
then
to the Argo bench
going to this play at this stage
about
of the
what
ball
the
game.
potential challenge is.
Jason Moss is very clear in his intentions.
Yeah, this doesn't really feel
The
like
Argos
a reach
really
either.
trying
this
to
isn't, well, my backup quarterback's in. I'm going to
Catch anything, right? The Argos trying to catch a break.
legitimate.
They caught a break with the Montreal starting quarterback Fajardo kind of leaving the game with injury. Evans coming in. Toronto with the defensive pick 6. And now Montreal challenging here for pass interference.
Moss looks on. We'll head down to Ben Major, who has the call from Dave Foxcroft.
Here's the call.
Suite à la révision du jeu, la décision sur le terrain est maintenue. Il n'y a pas de pénalité. C'est deuxième essai. Montréal perd un temps mort. Following review of the play, the ruling on the field stands. There's no penalty for pass interference. Montreal loses their challenge and a timeout. It's second down.
There you go. Montreal does not win the challenge. There's no pass interference on the play. So for the failed challenge, Montreal loses the challenge. They lose the timeout. Now it is second down and 10 from midfield.
Or not Speaker could get to that football.
So Montreal risking it
on the play.
So now Caleb Evans
did not get it overturned.
To McManus to try
Montreal
to hit the home run on a flea flicker.
Snap this one back. Evans looking downfield again. Going to throw it in a great pass. Montreal first down and more as the Argo player could not take him down. For the Alouettes, first and 10, going to come up to the Toronto 40.
Charleston Rambo getting a chance to play in the
Evans,
slot.
a nice toss.
A little bit, use that waggle. Quick break bouncing.
Rambo picking this one up. He gets grabbed onto by the Argo player, but he couldn't haul him down. It took a couple more to bring him down. Just snapped, and it's another Montreal first down. Rambo again.
In the boundary between Leonard Johnson and Fraser Sopik.
Yeah, try to
Wow,
get things
Montreal
straightened out there as Charleston Rambo hurts them on the boundary side.
Catching it and crossing the first down line.
Figuring out how they're going to take care of that receiver coming off the line.
So Rambo goes to
Let's
the
go.
sidelines here alongside
Argos D got to stand up. Down to the Toronto 25.
For Caleb Evans. First and 10. Pressure on.
Here's a snap back. Pass is tipped, but it's caught. Up over the line of scrimmage. And Furvius taken down. We're going to pick up a couple of yards here.
And so was suited up, but will not play.
We'll see if this actually is going to be second and 7. And it is.
That play call
from the Toronto 22.
Kind of noticing the stats and prepping.
Montreal is within field goal range. They are looking to strike.
Came into this game with 2 receptions for 1 yard. And that
second and 7 from the 22.
Seeing him catch a hitch screen.
There's the snap back. Here comes the Argos. They don't get the sack. Long toss to the end zone. Touchdown, Alouettes. Montreal. Touchdown, Montreal. Maybe all Evans needed was a breather during that challenge, because throws for a couple of first downs, then he goes long into the end zone, and it's going to be Rambo who scores. So after going the first half of the game, or the first quarter and a bit without a major, the Argos strike, and now the Alouettes strike back. The extra kick is going to be good. And all of a sudden, instead of a 3-2 football game, we've got a 10-9 football game with just about 4 minutes left to go in the first half. Montreal, what a storm downfield. That puts Evans 6 for 9 with 72 yards. Unbelievable. The longest, that 22-yarder. Great job. And the Argos on the blitz almost had him sacked. Sopik right in there, drives him down, but just a moment too late. And the pass over the middle, Rambo outruns everybody and is able to get to that ball to reel it in. But great job. Got to give Evans props. He sees that guy charging at him. He sees the hit coming. and he manages to get it off in time. Ooh, Ryan, that's a tough matchup. It can go either way. I kind of like BC. I kind of like BC this year, Ryan. I would go BC. Kovacar, what's going on? Let's go, Montreal. That was a huge play. Let's see how the Argos respond. They're going to receive 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Down at midfield. Nice run back here by McMahon. Good run back. Wow.
Yeah, thanks, Marshall. We look at the Montreal Alouettes right now, certainly caught by the injury bug. But if there's one thing we know about North's defense, it's built on versatility and the ability to play in new positions. You go back to last week's game and how we saw Najee Murray slide in for Detroit. Tonight we're seeing Bryce.
If you're just coming into the stream, welcome. Make sure you are hitting that thumbs up for it. And don't forget to subscribe, of course. So at midfield, the Toronto 54, so 1 yard shy in midfield. Dukes picking it up. He hands it off. There's a flag on the play as Kadeem Carey runs it for about 9. But there's a flag. Ryan, how's it going? Let's go, Argos. It's going to be procedure.
Toronto had no closing the line on their left side. That's procedure. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
So first down again, a 5-yard penalty from the Argonauts. So they're going to back it up like a Tonka truck. 5 yards, 1st and 15. They're going to do it again. Dukes is going to get a second attempt here. Argos have been pretty good in this game with not taking penalties. Here's Dukes looking downfield. He's going to escape. Dukes is in trouble. He's going to throw this one up to Carey. First down. Good job by Dukes to get out of some trouble. Spotting Carey open across the middle. Gets him the ball, and he's going to cross that first down marker, erasing that penalty. Great job. Dukes is a super hard worker. He's still learning, he's still developing, but he's playing really well. He's going to throw this one to Carey, cross the line of scrimmage, picking up about 7 or 8. So a nice run. It's going to be 2nd and 2 as they're now on the Montreal side of the field. Hayden, how's it going? Welcome
Still
in.
lead 10-9, but the Owls closing it down.
So that's going to be the 3-minute warning. 3-minute warning as they take a commercial break, and then the Argonauts are going to look to continue this drive, continue to march down the field from the Alouette side. An interesting start to this football game, right? A little bit of a slow start, not a lot going on, some turnovers and downs, a missed field goal for a single point, kind of a touchback, giving the Alouettes 2 single points. JDA, what's going on, brother? Welcome in. So the Argonauts were able to put up a field goal, then score the first touchdown of the game. Montreal just scoring a touchdown at Toronto, getting things done. If you're just joining us, by the way, the starting quarterback for the Alouettes, Cody Fajardo, out with an apparent hamstring injury. After a throw, he kind of limped off the field and has not returned. Bring back Ricky Williams. Oh, Ryan, those were the days. Those were the days. I had the opportunity to spend some time with Ricky Williams when he was here in Toronto. He was such a nice guy, such a great guy. Shout out to Ricky Williams. He was awesome. Not watching the match, but can you tell who is playing better? Kovacar, right now, it's pretty close. It's pretty even. Both defenses have been really solid. Right now, it's hard to say one team is playing that much better than the other, but it's a pretty even game. Yeah, we'll break down. We'll look at the full kind of stats breakdown at the half. That will kind of tell us who is playing a little bit better. But let's see. How can Cameron Dukes and the Argonauts continue this run? Here it's going to be handed off. First down and more. Running it way down to about the 10-yard line. Great run here.
But
Attaboy. Attaboy. Picks up that ball. And his first big run of the day.
See the power.
We got an injured Alouette down on the field. Attaboy. 3 carries, 29 yards. JDA, 23 months as a member. I'm sorry you've been stuck with me for 23 months. Thank you, brother. JDA, thank you, brother.
Jeffrey Canton-Arcou, who has
thank you for sticking with me.
Been so important to this
23 months.
defense.
And a lot of what fun
Rotational
we have had.
It's
here
caught
on
an
the
awkward
channel.
Position. Watch the receiver, Rashid Bailey, is going to motion to the backside.
Strike says, Jordan,
Canton-Arcou is on the
I
end
see
of the
you're
line.
23, and I raise you to 26.
And that right leg just got
Try
caught in
thank
an
you
awkward
for
position
everything.
on the cut block from the receiver.
Montreal players.
So again,
leg
obviously
injury,
a
they're
big
getting
hit
it
just
sorted
in
out.
terms of the scheme defensively. For
You
the
always
Alouettes.
hate to see a
But
guy
remember,
go down with an
Canton-Arcou
injury here.
becomes relied on
In
a
this
little bit
case,
in
it's
terms of that
Canton-Arcou,
ratio as well,
who's been a
with
solid
the
player
Canadian
for
starter,
Montreal,
Marc-Antoine
9th
Lacroix
overall
out of the
pick.
lineup.
And they've
One
been
of
in
the ways
trouble.
that Montreal balances that.
Dallas
Keeping their
says,
two
move
Canadians
over,
on the field
boys.
on defense
Hold my
is getting
beer.
Canton-Arcou involved
I got you beat.
in the
27
rotation. They
months
didn't
for
directly
Dallas. Thank you,
replace
Dallas.
Dequoy with a Canadian
so much.
at the safety
You
spot.
guys are all awesome. Lost
But
Anchor, what's going
more
on?
snaps
Welcome
for
in.
Canadian Derek
Not
Wigan
into football till college
in the
kicks
interior
off.
of the defensive
But a little
line. More snaps for
Samwelb
Canton-Arcou
experience is needed.
at
Well, I
linebacker.
appreciate you coming in.
And they
Thank
lose
you.
a little bit of flexibility.
Right,
here.
Canadian football just
Get
gets a
another
little
look at it
different.
on the backside, and that right leg just.
Beverly
looked like it
says,
just
okay, I'm behind smoke,
outside
but
of
my
his body
hair is
frame.
redder.
As he thankfully
19
does
months for Beverly. Thank you, Beverly.
He's actually jogging.
That is so funny. You guys are all awesome.
Great to see Canton-Arcou.
Canton-Arcou is
Get that look, but you're
up
right.
and he's kind of jogging off under his own, on his own. So he's going to make his way to the sideline. So hopefully he'll be all right. The last thing Montreal needs is to pick up some more injuries. He's going to head down the tunnel as well to get examined. Here we go. 1st and 10 from the Montreal 13. 2:30 on the clock. Come on, Dookie. Take us home. Cameron Dukes off the snap. Going to throw it a long sideline play. They pick up about 2 or 3.
Alongside Deontay Ruffin, who's tied for second in the CFL with 2 interceptions.
Second down will be 2nd and 7 here for the Argonauts.
Last week.
Yeah, big one.
They are within striking
Against his
zone.
former team. He's been one of the mainstays on this defense this season.
Will they take a shot at the end zone? Or will they go another short yardage play? What is Dukes working up to?
His play has been a bright spot. Wesley Sutton has played a lot there the last couple of years. He's out with injury.
Dukes is set. He's looking around. Now he's got his play. Signals for motion. There they go. Dukes is back. Here comes the attack. He eludes a hit. Great move by Dukes. He's running. Spots him in the end zone. Touchdown, Argos. What a great move by Cameron Dukes. As the rush was coming, Dukes was about to get drilled. He dances out of the way.
Duke's doing a nice job.
Spots Coxie in the end zone. I think it was Coxie. It makes a beauty of a toss.
Isaiah Cage on this
Great
one.
way to use your hips to kind of slide out of the way. Little electric slide out of the way. Spots his man and throws it over. Coxie pulls that one in. And the Argonauts going to kick this extra point. 10-yard catch for the major. The extra point is up, and that one is in. 17-9 Argonauts. Still some time on the clock, about 2:16. So a chance for Montreal to come back down the field. We got a flag on the play. Got a little bit of a brawl breaking out here.
Someone on that Montreal defensive line.
Montreal
Run and rolled someone on the Argo
kind of
line.
coming in on the kicker, the Argos kicker, whose name I can never ever pronounce correctly.
The role of kicker
Hajurulahu.
leaps to the defense of his team.
Harulahu. I can never say it right.
Jason
He
Moss
was in there.
has a word with his bench. There's a little bit of Noah Prefontaine and Liram Harulahu.
Harulahu.
Matter
Let's see. I assume this is going to be some personal fouls. But Dukes using those feet, getting himself away from a hit, making a nice toss to the end zone. This kid continues to learn, continues to develop. Cameron Dukes is A-OK in my books. You'll take his struggles for these big plays. It's all part of learning.
That's why you work all those bag drills. Right quarterback gave him the leg and took it away. Special teams periods every quarterback.
That was awesome.
Why are we doing these?
Still waiting to see what the call was, the flags.
There's Noel Thorpe, not a fan of it, and some pushing down the field, and then Hyralahu went for a run. A couple of ex-Tiger.
So Hyralahu had something to say to Wynn. Wynn turned and grabbed the face mask. And then everybody came in to get in here. So we'll have to see what this call is going to be.
Looks like he's going to be the one that comes away worse for wear and penalty yardage.
We got to get these kickers
So
under control.
Hyralahu got to come out to kick this ball now after.
All these field goals at historic
So nothing about the flag. All right. This is going to be kicked downfield. Montreal going to receive at the 18. They're going to run it back to the 30, the 35, the 40. And you're going to probably end up about the 43. So a nice run back. Letcher Jr., good speed. Jeremy, how's it going? Welcome in. Montreal can't come back. That they certainly can, Jeremy. This Montreal team is 5-0. You cannot count them out.
Things around the CFL, the remainder
They
here
do
of
have
week
some
6
additional
is some
injuries
fantastic
today.
matchups on tap. Interested to see what's going to happen in
Barjo
Friday night
not return.
football coming up tomorrow.
We'll see if he
Calgary
returns in the
and
second
Winnipeg.
half.
The rematch.
Yeah, after Calgary was so close to getting a victory here, Montreal 3-0 to start the season against the West.
Canton Arku also knocked out of this game. Will he return? Evans going to throw an incomplete pass here.
Walter Fletcher out the back door once again, but he had to go ahead and find somebody else to block. There was a lot going on there defensively for the Argos.
Yeah, the screen has just not
The Argos doing a nice job
Montreal's
right now.
thing here tonight.
They have all the momentum.
Pick 6 by Winton
Maybe
McManus.
second and 10, the Montreal
Earlier in
40.
the second quarter, and as you saw that time, things just didn't shape up as desired for the Owls.
And Winton locked in on Walter Fletcher where he's going, knowing how much the Alouettes love the screen game, especially with Caleb Evans in. Fajardo done for the night.
So there it is. Fajardo is done for the night. Evans breaking free. Evans going to run. Evans taken down, but he's going to get the first down marker. Stretched out to cross that line. So Fajardo officially out for the evening. He will not be returning. But Evans looking pretty good here. He's going to continue to play. TSN is having all kinds of issues tonight.
A big part of his focus was adding a little bit of weight, trying to be a little bit stronger when he was carrying the football. You see the benefit.
Now under 150 to go. Montreal going to snap this one back quickly, throwing it up to midfield.
Speaker tackled right around the 55-yard line.
There goes, going to bring it down.
The Speaker continues to chip away.
Nice play. Second and 4. The third quarter, Montreal will be back. Oh, Jeremy, I don't disagree at all.
Go-to guy in the Montreal receiving corps.
They are a good, solid team.
A good start for Ryan Dinwiddie and the Toronto Argonauts. I go back to the point I made off the top.
Second and 4, the Toronto
Montreal.
54.
Calgary did it for as long as they could last week. That's why they gave them such a great fight.
There's the snap. Again, handing it off. Montreal pounding this through the middle. Great run. Montreal to the 30. The 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and taken down. What a run by Fletcher. Get out of town. Montreal puts the wheels in overdrive. Says, I don't need an Uber. I'm going to take this myself. Almost to the house.
Well, you think all the time about
Wow.
looking to the pass game, trying to push the ball deep.
Unbelievable. Fletcher tearing downfield the way I run after an ice cream truck.
Through the Montreal Alouettes first
He knew what he
6 games
wanted
of this
and he was
season,
going for
whether
it.
it's been on a short pass.
Wow.
You see him here to
JC, what's going on?
the
Welcome
right
in,
of your
Jonathan.
screen.
What a
Inside
run.
handoff.
Montreal sees
Kinda
daylight up the
counter-motion
middle
with Speaker motioning
and
out
just
of that
don't stop till
backfield.
you get enough. Cuts to the sideline,
You get to see
breaking
the
it
moves and
through.
speed of
That
Walter
was
Fletcher.
huge.
in the open
That
field.
was huge, almost taking it home. There you go, Jeremy. There you go.
In the CFL, all the window dressing and the layers of motion and crossers.
Wow.
It's just an inside. Can you get to the second level and move some bodies?
See, that's what happens when you're throwing the ball, it opens up your run game.
I think it's about being able to do
Pardon
a
me.
handful of
It's the
things very
same. When you
well
run,
and
you
make
run,
it
you
look
run. It
different.
opens up the
One of
throwing
the
game.
things Jason Moss told us is Caleb Evans
Beautiful
loves getting
call.
some
Great play call.
run support, if you will, here in midsummer.
With 1:15 to go, Montreal going to be first and goal at the Toronto 4-yard line. Fletcher, 5 rushes, 59 yards, plus he's got 16 receiving yards today.
Justin Lawrence was slow onto his feet and makes his way off to the sideline.
What a run.
Philippe Gagnon checks in.
From the Toronto 4-yard line, let's see what Toronto's goal line defense is like.
The veteran as your 6th man coming off the bench.
Montreal looking to punch this one in. They're going to hand it off again. They're going to run up the middle. Taken down at about the 2.
Would refuse to go off the field. He came over after that long
It's going to be
Fletcher run.
second and goal. We'll have to see where exactly it was spotted.
You look exhausted, buddy. Yeah, I'm just thinking of you.
Fletcher watches on here after Antwi.
Oh, they're going to spot it at the 1.
Goal.
So good spot, second and goal from the 1-yard line.
And the ball down at the 1. Rambo, the lone receiver, split out wide to
Montreal
the top.
setting up. They're not going to sneak it in. They're going to pass this. Going to cut it in. Toronto can't get out to the sideline to knock it down. Montreal touchdown. Wow. After we were talking about no touchdowns scored, Toronto puts up a couple, Montreal putting up a couple, and everyone on the bench, they're calling for 2. So the Alouettes, with 50 seconds left here in the half, they're going to go for 2 to tie this one up.
From the Argos secondary here, I think it was the safety.
Unbelievable.
Royce Mechie is trying to follow Phil Pott.
Lee and Jim of Alabama, what's going on? Welcome in.
But watch from the right here.
They're calling for 2.
The offense would like to sell that as a rub, but that, my friends, is
Nice
a pick.
play call by Montreal to not go for the sneak. They pull it back and throw it wide. Now they're going for 2. Here's the toss. Oh, and he drops it. Oh, it was in the hands, and it's dropped. Pervious had it. His hands were up. It was right there. It hits in and drops out. He couldn't squeeze the mitts on it.
He's bouncing backwards.
So the Argos are going to hang on to a 2-point lead right now. Oh, the play call was there. The ball was in his hands, and he just couldn't squeeze it.
He now stands alone in the first game of Week 6.
Remember that play should the Argos hold on to a 2-point lead deep in this game.
From Walter Fletcher.
Yeah, Jeremy. Oopsie daisies. Curtis, what's going on? Great to see you. But what a drive by the Alouettes.
There you see.
A couple of tosses, a couple of runs, a challenge, which is not successful, but then a couple deep throws, a beautiful run. Montreal putting everything together here, getting the score, but dropping the 2-point conversion. Ulysses, welcome in. Good to see ya. Thanks everybody for joining us here. As you are coming in, make sure you hit that thumbs up, hit that like button for us. The Argos going to pick this up at their own 10, to the 20, the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40, the 45, the 50. The Argos have room. They're going. The Argos going to run this. Run. 20, 10. Oh, the Argos run it back for a touchdown. Holy cow. What a run back. The Argos from their own 10 run this all the way home. Wow. You don't see that every day. What a run back. A kick return to the house. The Argos say, great drive, Montreal, but we're going to do one better. Unbelievable. Here's the extra point. That one is up, and it is good.
Coached by Mickey Donovan,
24-15. What a crazy second half. This is Canadian football at its finest. Unbelievable. The first quarter was all defense. This quarter's been all offense. Unbelievable. Grant taking it home. 103 yards for the score. Wow. Gotta love the kick returns. That was an unbelievable run. Montreal, so much hype after their unbelievable drive, and Toronto turns it around just like that. That's right, you ain't seen nothing yet. And there's still time. We still got 36 seconds left to go in the half.
Against the undefeated Montreal Alouettes. Scored on offense, defense with
So here's the kickoff by Toronto. Can Montreal run this all the way back? Wouldn't that be something? Montreal from their 10, the 20, the 30, the 40, and taken down at the 40.
Yard line that time, and so
we have 29 seconds. Montreal, listen, that's 29 seconds is a lot of time in the CFL, but remember, Montreal lost the timeout due to their failed challenge. So they're not going to have a timeout that they normally would use to stop the clock in this situation. They're going to have to make some sideline throws here to get out of bounds to freeze that clock.
He let it drive, touchdown drive.
Let's see what Evans could do. Again, Cody Fajardo knocked out of this game with a hamstring injury. He will not return. Montreal from their own 40. Quick pass up the middle. Going to be taken down at about their 50, so it's going to be 2nd and 1.
His big return here a few weeks ago against the...
Now Evans has shown he has an arm. He can throw this downfield.
Over Ottawa that
Jeff,
night,
how's it going? Welcome in.
21.
He absolutely can throw the long ball. Montreal using a lot of time to get set now. Clock down to 13 seconds. Here's the snap. Taking a look. He's looking downfield. He's going to throw this across the middle. Incomplete. So 6 seconds left to go. 3rd and 1. So 6 seconds. They'll have a chance. They can go deep if they can connect.
Not in a real hurry to kick the ball away, knowing
and call a quick timeout,
that the guy who'd be
or go sideline and go out of bounds. Potentially go for a field goal. But they'd have to get a great toss.
Not just the touchdown, but
Montreal setting it up at their own 49. They're just going to run this one. Going for a short yardage. Pick up the first down.
And they will get the first down.
Going to be 1st and 10 with 5 seconds remaining.
Best option. Yeah, you don't want to.
They will start this clock. That was kind of a bizarre play. Austin, how's it going? Watching on TSN here in Toronto.
Just tells his usual short yardage quarterback to go and get it. He does successfully. And the Argonauts up to the test so far here in
this should be the last play of the half. Evans looking deep. He's going to flip this one. Montreal across midfield to the 50, and they're going to go down. Don't like that set of play calling here by Montreal at the end.
So Montreal,
they definitely could have made something happen. Martin, how's it going? Welcome in. Martin, right now, I love the way this Toronto team is playing, but they do tend to fade. So, you know, Montreal definitely has a chance. Montreal has some injuries, though. All right, first half is in the books. Let's go to our halftime screen. Let's see if we can get these stats and everything to display as required. Uricy's coming back to the rookie squad. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. All right. So let me adjust. Oh, come on here now. Come on now. So I'm just going to get this set up so we can review our stats here. Of course, Don't you love when things just don't work the way you intend them to work? All right, so let's bring this in here. We do it live. There we go. All right, we got some stats up on the board here. All right, great half of football. Let's run down all the stats again. Ulysses, thank you so much for joining the membership squad. Welcome to the team. Welcome back to the team. Here's how it all breaks down. Cameron Dukes for the Argonauts goes 9 of 10 for 82 yards, 1 touchdown. His longest was a 29-yard toss. For the Alouettes, Fajardo started the game. He went 5 for 6 for 62 yards before being taken out. Evans, he comes in. He goes 10 for 16, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. On the rushing side, for the Argonauts, Kadeem Carey, 7 carries for 33 yards. His longest was an 8-yard run. Daniel Adebeboye, he goes 3 carries, 29 yards. His longest was, 29 yards. His longest run was 23 yards. Cameron Dukes, 1 carry for 4 yards. For the Montreal Alouettes, Fletcher, he goes 4 carries, 59 yards. His longest was a 50-yard run. Evans, 2 carries for 12 yards. A 10-yarder was his longest. Fajardo went 1 for 5, and a 5-yard was his longest. And then Antwi went 1 for 2. On the receiving side for the Argos, they were really passing the ball around, spreading it around. Sindani, he goes 1 reception for 29 yards. Bailey goes 3 for 19 yards. Carey goes 1 for 17 yards. Coxey, 1 for 10 yards and a touchdown. McMahon, 1 for 6 yards. And then Abu Dhabi, I keep saying that wrong. Adebeboye goes 2, and he only came around with 1 yard. For Montreal, Speaker, 6 for 70 yards. Rambo goes 4 for 53 yards and a touchdown. Fletcher goes 1 for 16 yards. Philpott, 2 for 11 yards. And Fervis ends up 1 for 3. On the defensive side, McManus, 4 tackles, and he picked up 1 interception. Johnson, 4 tackles. Spoke, 4 tackles. Mitchie, 3 tackles. Robbie Smith, he has 2 tackles and 1 sack. But the big one, where was it here? For Montreal, Wall with 4 tackles. Cosby with 3. Canton Arku with 3. He also left the game. We'll have to see if he indeed will return. From the kicking standpoint, the Argos, 1 field goal attempt, 1 field goal made. Haggerty, 4 punts for 203 yards. Federico, 3 punts, 151 yards. Kick returning, it's all about Grant. It's the Grant story. 2 reception or 2 catches, 145 yards returning. 145. His longest, we just saw it moments ago, 103-yard return for the touchdown. Now Letcher Jr., he returned 3 for 84 yards for Montreal. On the punt return, Grant is 2 for 23, and Letcher is 3 for 32. Those are your individual stats. If we take a look and we break it down by the team stats to say, hey, who is actually performing? Who is playing a better game? First downs, Montreal has more, 13-7. Third down efficiency, Toronto has not gone for a third down attempt. Montreal, though, they go 1 for 1. Total yards, 240 yards for the Alouettes, 148 total yards for the Argos. So that says right now Montreal is gaining more yards. 162 passing yards for Montreal, only 82 passing yards for the Argos. 66 rushing yards for the Argos, 78 rushing yards for Montreal, and that's because the Montreal offense has spent more time on the field. The red zone attempts, Toronto goes 1 for 2. Montreal goes 1 for 1. 5 penalties for the Argonauts, 2 for the Alouettes. Time of possession is pretty darn close. 15-34 for the Argonauts, 14-26 for Montreal, and Montreal the only turnover of the game. So it was pretty darn awesome. How we got to this point, how did we get to this score, 24-15? Well, it all started while Maltos missed a field goal, put it through the end zone, though, and gave Montreal a 1-0 lead. Then Harjalaru, he took a 29-yard field goal attempt, put it through the uprights, and at the end of the first quarter, Toronto was up 3-1. Going into the second, just a couple seconds in, well, about 30 seconds in or so, Federico, his punt ended up going into the end zone. It was received by Toronto. It was downed in the end zone. Montreal picked up a single point. There was a no yards penalty. However, Toronto did decline it so they could pick up the ball and start at the 40-yard line. Then with 8 minutes remaining in the second quarter, Evans, his pass was intercepted and returned 9 yards by McManus for the touchdown. That put Toronto up 10-2. David, hello there. Welcome in. Welcome to the show. Following that attempt, 4 minutes later, it was Evans completing a pass to Rambo, 22 yards for the touchdown. That made it 10-9. Cameron Dukes then, he completed a 10-yard pass to Coxey. He goes in for the score, 17-9 Argonauts. Montreal, they come right back. Evans, his pass to Tyson Philpott, 3 yards for the touchdown. So Montreal, they bring it close, 17-15. Montreal then did go for the 2-point conversion. The pass was there. It was in and out of the hands. It was a drop ball. Score remains 17-15. Then on the ensuing kickoff, Toronto, Grant, we just talked about it, 103 yards on the return for the major. That puts Toronto up 24-15. All in all, the first quarter was a little slow, but once they got their footing, the second quarter was outstanding. Back and forth action, a ton of scores. Cameron Dukes has been doing all right. Caleb Evans, though, he's got 100 yards to Dukes' 82 when we do the comparisons. Right now, in every category, when you go toe-to-toe, Montreal players have better stats than the Argonauts, but the Argonauts have the lead. They've ended up finding a way to drive into that end zone. My favorite play of the first half, it was that kick return. Grant taking it all the way home. You don't see that all the time. It's so much fun when it happens. You saw him going. He found a pocket. The pocket stayed. The Argos were able to get some blocks for him, and he drove that one all the way home. That was super exciting. What a great play to see Grant do that and run that one home. So a lot of fun, a lot of excitement here as the Argonauts trying to get back in the win column. They've struggled, right? Their last two, they dropped them. So the Argos are at a 2-2 record. Montreal is 5-0 right now. Toronto trying to hand Montreal their first loss of the season. But this is kicking off an unbelievable weekend of football. Calgary, Winnipeg is going to be an unbelievable game. That's going to be a lot of fun as well. Anytime those two teams get together, it's crazy, right? So supportive. Both the fans are so supportive of those teams. I have no idea who is going to come out on top in that matchup. I'm trying to pull up and look at who do I like in this one. When you look at it right now, Calgary's 2-2. Winnipeg is 1-4. They're trying to come back. The money line right now, I guess everything favorites the Calgary Stampeders. No, actually, Winnipeg are the favorites when I look at it. So it's going to be an interesting one to see. So will Calgary pull it out, or will Winnipeg come back and find themselves another win on the season? After that game, Saskatchewan and BC, that could very well end up being the game of the week. The BC Lions have been unbelievable. So is Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan 4-0. BC is 4-1. Their only loss coming to the hands of these Toronto Argonauts. So I'm taking the BC Lions in that matchup. I think BC will take Saskatchewan. And then last but not least, on Sunday, it's rounded out. The Ottawa Redblacks taking on the Edmonton Elks. Those who are going at it. I don't think there's a whole lot of hype surrounding this game. Ottawa has been, well, they're 2-2 as well. Edmonton is 0 for 4. Your guess is as good as mine. And let's go with Edmonton. Edmonton going to try and pick up their first win of the year. We're going to go Edmonton. So our CFL picks, when we look at it, Edmonton, BC, I think I said Calgary, and of course Toronto here in Montreal. So we're going 2 road teams, 2 home teams. We'll see how they ship out. Elks are going to get barbecued. Hey, listen, you got to pick up a win at some point. You can't go the whole season with a loss, so losing it out. So I'm going to give them their first win. We're going to see if they're going to pick it up. But the game I'm most excited to, other than this Toronto one, of course, is that Saskatchewan BC game. That's going to be Saturday at 7 o'clock. It is going to be unbelievable. Coming up on Saturday as well, Team Canada soccer going for a 3rd place finish in the Copa America Cup. Canada with a chance for that 3rd place finish. Will they get it done? Unfortunately, I'm going to be out Saturday night. Gosh, the first Saturday night in God knows how long I've actually left the house. So we're going to be out. We're not going to be able to bring that one to you. But we'll put up a poll. We'll put up a poll to see what people think. Will Canada get it done or will they not? Coming up next week on the channel, I have no idea what we're going to be doing. It's been crazy busy, so I haven't really looked into next week at all to see what the sports schedule is going to look like. We know, unfortunately, there's not going to be much soccer going on. Let's take a look ahead to week 7. The Argos going to be Saturday night, next Saturday, July 20th. Am I here or am I away? We might be away next Saturday. So yeah, that might be out of the question. So we'll have to take a look next week. Maybe we'll see what the Blue Jays are up to. Maybe we'll be able to pick up some MLB baseball games in the meantime. You can't go out Saturday night, cancel Scatterbush. No, not Scatterbush, not Scatterbush. We are going out for a nice dinner. I can't say where, but it's a secret location. Ooh, mysterious. Let's take a look at the MLB schedule. What's coming up this week? Oh my gosh, it won't allow me to advance the schedule. All I want to do is look ahead. Wow. Come on. Come on. All right. So it's not going to. All right. I'll have to do it this way. Don't you love when technology doesn't work? All right. Let's see. What are the Blue Jays up to? What do they have coming up? They won today. Okay. Saturday, Sunday. Oh, is it the All-Star break this week? It is, isn't it? It's MLB All-Star break coming up. Are you going to Costco for hot dogs? No, Dallas, that was last week. That was last weekend. Costco for hot dogs. We didn't get the ice cream. We did go for the hot dogs, though. That was really great. So it is MLB when is the MLB All-Star stuff? It is Tuesday. All right, so we probably won't have any baseball next week unless we do the All-Star game, but I think there's going to be everybody under the sun doing the All-Star game. So yeah, we might have a quiet couple of weeks. We'll have to get our even strength hockey show up and running, so we'll have that coming up next week. And then we'll see. We'll get some shorts and we'll have some fun. So stick around. Make sure your notifications are enabled for whatever may come up. You never know. All right, time for quarter number 3.
In this second half with Caleb Evans.
Let's get set. Oh no, what happened here?
Some major downs, and the biggest down was this one. Gave it away
start things off for Caleb Evans,
Yikes.
as Jim Barker talked about, you got to like the way
There we
he
go.
recovered from that early adversity.
All right, quarter number 3.
Throw it away on a screen.
Time to get back in here. Let's see what these guys can do. Can Montreal... Oh,
And led
that
his
is a
team on
really
couple
annoying
big
sound.
scoring drives.
Holy moly.
Over the play band there to see exactly how they've scripted it out as the Alouettes. They did
All right.
win the coin toss to
The
further the
Alouettes
first
coming
half.
out
They
on the
decided
field.
to receive
Montreal,
here to open up the
they're
second.
set
Thought
to
they
receive.
would.
Toronto
Not
is
just
gonna
because they're
kick
trying to
off.
get an extra possession, but also because Jason Moss, I would expect, is going to be very aggressive.
Here we go. Let's go, Argos. 24-15. Starting quarter number 3.
At the start of this season, as Liram Hairolahu kicks it away, and the Owls get their first shot.
Montreal picking it up at their 15. Going to run this one up. Big hit at the 32. Wow. What a hit.
Before as a Winnipeg Blue Bomber.
Yeah, Hansen absolutely swallows up the Montreal return of Letcher. On this one, beats his ball.
Letcher coming in, and he just got taken down hard.
Big play to start the second half on special teams for Tiadrick Hansen.
They got something in the Montreal Stadium is ringing really loud. It's super annoying. Almost sounds like a fire alarm or
The
something.
Hamilton Tiger Cats, Hansen did
So Hansen
almost exactly that.
stinging Mbop,
Global.
coming in,
Arguably
taking
the
down
most successful and
the Montreal
global in the CFL's
receiver
global
with a
program.
massive
Makes the
hit.
play. Caleb Evans.
So Evans back in here. He's going to take the snap. He's going to throw sideline pattern to
A
nobody.
little bit of pressure
So
down
that's
low
gonna be
around his legs.
incomplete.
Incomplete. And it will be 2nd and 10.
It's another speaker fire. I don't know, whatever it is, Dallas, they got to turn it off.
Every team in the Canadian Football
That's
League
really annoying.
talks about next man up, and we just continue to play the way we always play.
So a blown kind of
See Derek
play
Parrish
here.
delivering a
Evans
hit,
throws it away, so it's going to be 2nd and 10.
but it's the responsibility
from their own
next guy to be
32.
ready and come in
Yeah, I
and do the
think
job, but
they've turned it off now.
always
Here's a snap.
challenge
Evans
to
is
not
looking,
watch
looking,
the
looking. He's got a hole. He's going to run it up, and he's taken down. So that's going to bring up 3rd down for Montreal. They're going to have to kick this one away. They don't get much going to start the second half.
Yeah, you mentioned
In Uruguay, yeah, Dallas.
Iben,
Going to be a
Will
decent
Fields.
game. Thomas, hello there. Argos fan who
See
lives in
Deshaun Amos
Hamilton.
from the secondary getting
Ticats
involved.
suck.
Initially gets washed away, but does a nice job retracing his steps.
Thomas,
back
if
to
you're
the
living
line
in
of
Hamilton,
scrimmage.
you got to be careful where you say that.
Track down the Alouette
I've
QB.
come down to Hamilton for some games. I know if you show your Argos colors, you could be in trouble. Here's the snap, the kick. Pretty decent hang time. Going to take a hop. The Argos going to pick it up at their 22, running it up the sideline and going to get knocked into bounds. About the 28 or so. I need Montreal to win because you bet on them. Yeah, listen, it's a good bet, right? Montreal undefeated. No way you could have predicted a couple injuries that came to be.
Feeling a need to force plays, make things
All Cats
happen.
cannot win all the time. That is true. All right, here comes Cameron Dukes to start the second half. Let's see what he has in him.
Looking at Grant in the return game in particular, providing Dukes with good field
Dukes is
position.
set. There's the snap. He's going to turn and throw the side. Going to run this over the line of scrimmage. Getting close to the first down marker. Going to be close. Will they spot it? It was either at the first down marker or just behind. So no, it's going to be 2nd and 1. Oh, there's that ringing back. My goodness. So 2nd and 1 for the Argonauts here. I assume they'll sneak this one over the line. A lot of air horns in the crowd tonight. Montreal is bringing the noise.
Figuring them out at the same time. It's not a one-way street.
The bars will throw you out if you're not careful. Here's a toss across again. They're going to go short yardage play up and over the 50 towards midfield. First down, Argos. The bars will throw you out if you're not careful. Anyone has a sign that says "Eat Argos," which made me go. That's funny. I haven't been to the new stadium. I haven't been to Tim Hortons Field since the renovation. Well, I guess it wasn't really a renovation. It was a rebuild. But saw a couple games at the old Ivor Wynn. Ivor Wynn was always awesome. Argos have pre-ordered. Luck tonight. There you go. Here's the snap. We got a flag right away. His play is going to be blown down. You're only there for a semester. There you go. Oh, look at this.
The finger pointing.
Look, I got a surprise for the next commercial break. Does everyone get a free coffee? No. Nothing is free. There's going to be procedure again. It's going to be repeat first down. 5 yards.
Watch for his movement early. You saw him flinch down to the inside. Mustafa Johnson reacts.
So another 5-yard penalty. Going to make it 1st and 15 here now down to the back to the Toronto 47. Here's a snap. Dukes isn't going to hand this one off. He's going to wait. Got lots of time. Great job by the line. Dukes is going to run it himself. He's going to bring it all the way up to midfield for an 8-yard rush.
He gets a pretty decent chunk back.
It's going to be second down now. Great rush there. Great job by the line. The line giving Dukes a ton of time, allowing him to look at his options. Hey there, Lucas. I think so. So 2nd and 7. The Argos have the ball right at midfield.
3, 4, 5 yards. Put your team in as good a position as possible.
There are cards for the CFL, but they're very hard to find. This coming back. Dukes looking. He's going to throw right to the first down marker at the sideline. And Sendani going to hang on to it, so the Argos should pick up a first down. I haven't seen Canadian Football League cards in a long time, but I know they are out there. Free glass of wine when you park on Uncle Tito's lot for $20. Thomas, that's one of the things I love, especially around old Ivor Wynn. I don't know if it's the same now, but people would park. You know, they'd sell their lawn in driveways for parking. It was great. So they gave Toronto a bad spot. It was 3rd and 1. So they're going to do a quick draw and sneak that over the line. So the Argos pick up the first down here. But yeah, you'd be driving into the games and people would have signs, you know, lawn parking for $20 or $30. You know, the price would go up as you get closer to the stadium. So now it's 1st and 10 from the Montreal 47. Toronto has crossed midfield. Off the draw. Duke's going to fake the handoff. Look out. He's in trouble. He's going to shake and bake and move the other way. Now he cuts towards the middle. Duke's going to run it up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. Again, no play, no one to throw it to. Dukes has to make the call to run it. In a good eye, he's able to cut and pick him up some good yards. Because he was in some serious trouble, but he got out of it. 2nd and 2. Oh, and it's a fumble-aya! Oh, Abu boy, he fumbles it, and Montreal recovers. Toronto's great drive is over. The Alouettes recover the football. So Dukes hands it over. But Abu Dhabi just does not have good hands on the ball. He drops it, and Montreal able to come up with the recovery. Wow, that is not how you want your drive to end. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. We're having a great time. What a football game. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, and if you like what we bring, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Now, we know hockey season is already behind us, but what a season it was. And depending on who you were cheering for, some teams had a great run, some teams did not. But all in all, my second favorite team, the Florida Panthers, were able to pick up the Stanley Cup win. And fresh out of the package, fresh from the box, it's here. The championship hats have arrived. So we got our Florida Panther championship hats. It's got the Stanley Cup there in the back. So we're not actually going to open it. We're going to leave it in the package because I'm like that. The champion hat, the Florida Panthers, has arrived. So very, very cool. That's going to go to our championship hat collection. We got our Toronto Raptor championship hats. We got our Florida Panthers one, and we had somebody, he's not in the chat, so I'm not going to mention who, but a couple years ago, one of our viewers and good friends on the channel sent us a Tampa Bay Lightning championship hat from when Tampa Bay won the Stanley Cup. So we got a few championship hats now in our championship collection that is starting. But we don't need to talk about that team, Triton. That team didn't do great. Nowhere compared to NFL cards. Oh yeah, NFL cards are a big thing. Big thing, a big market. All right, coming back from commercial break. Montreal with the ball now. Let's see what they're going to do. And they fumble it. And Montreal fumbles it, but I think they recovered it.
Those two middle linebackers, Doolin Max, each on the board with one turnover.
The smile on Sankey's face to be trailing and make a play defensively. This guy does love it as he hands it
Here's
off.
the run. This is going to come up over the line. Fletcher taken down.
Trying to get that Alouettes running game going once again as the offensive line for the Alouettes.
That was weird.
As well,
I'm not sure what just happened.
So a pair of talented young Canadians with Jeffrey Canton-Arcu back on defense as well on the field.
So second and so Arcu.
And the Alouettes,
is he
talk
back?
about the depth, and I know experience on the offensive line has been a bit of a theme in the Canadian Football League.
I believe they just said Canton-Arcu is back. That would be a huge return if he is indeed back.
Offensive football.
Cheech Buzz, what's going on? Bet the house. Here they come. Montreal back to the line of scrimmage. The Argos going to take them down. No gain on possession.
You can tell right from the very first snap of 2024, Derek Parrish had a chance to be a pretty good player.
Parrish with a nice tackle.
Yeah, and as Derek Parrish
He's going to check out. The Argos doing a nice job. Montreal's going to have to kick this one away. So again, we talked in previous weeks about the Argonauts defense and how it struggled at times, but certainly they are putting on a show here today. The defense is playing a much better game. So Montreal set to kick this one away.
Made the play as well. So Joseph Zima will kick this one away.
Letting the clock run down to the last possible second. Now they're going to kick it. Going to be received at the 20-yard line. Toronto going to run this up the gut. And again, here they go again. You got to be kidding me. And it's the kicker who initiates the tackle. Holy moly, as Grant gets going, he almost broke free again. He almost was gone. It was the kicker who got a hand to slow him down enough for the rest of Montreal to catch back up and take him down. Wouldn't that have been something if Grant went to the house twice? Got 200 on Montreal. Need them to pull this back. Woo. Going all out on the Alouettes. Sleep Cowboy, what happened to Fajardo? So early on in the game, he looked like he did something to his hamstring. He kind of ran the ball, ran out of bounds, ran right to the bench. He was grabbing the back of his leg. They took him immediately down the tunnel, and that was it. So just looking at how he was grabbing the back of his leg, I'm guessing it's a hamstring, probably a strain or a pull. Whatever it is, it's enough to take him out of this game. So we don't have much more information other than seeing him grab the back of his leg and going down the tunnel and heading out. Canton-Arcu also left the game for an injury, but apparently he has now returned. So we'll have to watch and see if we spot him out on the field. Montreal trying to get back in this one certainly is absolutely doable. We had a lot of scoring in the second quarter. That's where most of it came from. But Caleb Evans isn't messing around. He came in and he's been throwing the ball. He's been controlling this offense. So really good to see what he's doing. Of course, Cameron Duke's now over 100 yards passing. He's 12 for 13. But he's using the running game a lot, of course, continuing to use Kadeem Carey. Daniel I can never say it right. Aboboy, he's 4 for 27 yards. But Grant is the story. Grant did it last week, going 84 yards on a punt return for a touchdown. He takes a kick return, 105 yards now for a touchdown. He almost did it again. Grant is really got some wheels. He's showing a lot. And again, it was the Montreal kicker who got a hand on his jersey to slow him down just enough to allow for the teammates to come and make the tackle. So 228 total return yards tonight for Janarian Grant. That's huge. Joey, how's it going? How many yards does Tyson Philpott have? Yeah, I can take a look. So Philpott, they haven't used him a lot tonight. 2 receptions, 11 yards. His longest is a 9 yard. He does have a touchdown though. So 11 yards on 2 receptions for a touchdown. So 7.5 to go here in the third quarter. Ball at the Montreal 46, Cameron Dukes and the Toronto Argonauts set to start a fresh drive. Here's a snap, going to hand this one off. Kadeem Carey going to pound it up the middle, picking up about 7.
Churning the legs, getting a nice piece
Gonna be
on
6.
first down.
So we got 2nd and 4 coming up.
Yeah, very solid run on that one.
You can definitely tell that these guys have their favorite receivers. But Speaker with 6 receptions tonight, Rambo with 4 receptions, Bailey with 3 receptions, a couple others with 2. Toronto really moving the ball around well. But they have not thrown it as well as Montreal. 2nd and 4. The Argos going to hand it off again to Carey. He's going to run across the line. First down, Argos. So Carey again continuing to pound the ball on the ground. The Argos have been using him a tremendous amount.
Take a look here at Kadeem Carey.
That's going to put him, should put him close to 50 yards on the night.
Find the first down.
The first couple games, he had about 20 carries over 100 yards. Lewis, how's it going? The way it's going right now, hang on, here's Dukes back to pass, way over the head of its intended target. So that's going to come back. Bailey could not go climb the ladder to that hole to reel it down. So who's the likely winner? Well, right now, you know, Toronto, they've got quite a good lead here, but you can't count Montreal out. I know that's not answering your question. When we look statistically speaking, Montreal has more first downs. Montreal has more total yards, but they need a couple of scores. Here's Dukes in the pocket, has time. Dukes is going to run it. He fakes the flick, cutting through. He's going to be hauled down at the 30-yard line. So that's going to be 3rd and 5. The Argos are going to have to kick this one away.
Spotted at the 30-yard line. And so 3rd down, and the kicking unit comes off the sideline here for the
Toronto has had more possession with the ball in this game. But anything can happen in the Canadian Football League in 5.5 minutes, 5:40 to go here in the third quarter. You know, Toronto is holding on to this lead. So Pajaru's going to go for another field goal. 37-yard attempt. Here's the kick. That's going to be up, and it's going to be good. Cheech is saying, please, go left, but it's right down the middle. 27-15. The Argonauts add to their lead, making it difficult, making it harder for Montreal to come back. But again, 2 touchdowns, it can be done. It can be done. Really a 3-score game, a touchdown and, well, if 2 touchdowns will do it, or a touchdown and 2 field goals, still lots of time remaining. But as Toronto is eating up the clock and putting points on the board, it is going to be tough. Flashos, welcome in. I'm watching from Toronto. We are a Toronto channel based out of Toronto here in Ontario. So we are watching on TSN here in Toronto. We love our football. Flash, whereabouts are you? Where's everybody watching from? If you're just joining us, let us know where you're tuning in from. And who are you a fan of? Are you a Montreal fan? Are you an Argonauts fan? Watching from down south across the border. Nice. Yeah, it's hard. It's tough to pick up the games. We have a few friends of the channel that watch down in the US, and it's tough at times to pick up the games. So I appreciate you tuning in here. There's Triton from Central Florida. Hamilton in the house. Okay, Beverly, we can still be friends. Always welcome in. Always Ariel. Redmonton area. Need Montreal to win for the parlay. They seem like a sure thing, right? When you're looking at the ticket and you see a Montreal 5-0, what a season they're having. Tough to bet against them. So Fajardo's back. He's on the sidelines. He's in his regular clothes. He's out of uniform, but he's walking around okay. He's not on crutches or anything, so that's a good sign. Here's Montreal coming across the middle, caught for first down across midfield to the 50, drop down to the 55, rolls to about the 40. We'll have to see where they spot this. Nice play here by Montreal, and we do have a flag on the play. Cheech from Ohio keeping up with the Rough Riders. They're another team. What a solid start they're having this year. The Argos could not bring them down. Rough Riders going to be in a great matchup Saturday night against the BC Lions. That's going to be a battle. So 1st and 10 from the Toronto 44. Montreal is driving. Here's the snap, going to throw it back to the line of scrimmage. Just up and over. Here comes the tackle, the bucket. The bucket comes flying off.
Yeah, good pursuit there from inside the box.
So Montreal picks up one.
Prepared the hitch screen, slip screen.
But more importantly, the Montreal player's head is still attached to his body. Oh, that could have been dangerous.
For the likes of Phil Pott, we often see it with Kay and Julian Grant as well.
Always hate to see the helmets coming off, especially the ball carrier, because with the bodies flying around, it can get dangerous. Here's Montreal again. Pass is going to be blocked. It's going to drop down. So Toronto gets up, blocks the play, and knockdown. It was Tyson Philpott whose helmet bopped off there, but he was able to.
We'll try and piece that together. As
he was all right.
You saw a couple important parts to this Alouette.
3:40 to go here in the third quarter. So it's 3rd and 9. Montreal's going to have to kick this one away again.
In this critical East Division matchup.
So they're going to kick from the 50-yard line. Oh, they're going for the field goal. It's a long attempt, a 50-yard field goal attempt. It's up. It's got legs, and it's good. A 50-yard field goal for Montreal gets them their 3 points back. 27-18 now. 27-18. So it's a 2-score game now. 2 touchdowns or a touchdown and a field goal. Montreal, lots of time on the clock. Bring it a little bit closer. Every little bit helps. But a good game. Thank you if you're just tuning in. If you're just joining us, welcome in. Toronto right now, they are 2-2 on the season. They dropped their last 2. They're looking to get back in the win column. Montreal's undefeated 5-0. Toronto looking to hand them their first loss. And it has been a battle. It really has. Of course, Montreal does have some injuries they're working through, but they're starting to come on strong here. They are starting to come on strong. Toronto, if Montreal can stop them, if they can hold them from getting any more points, I like what I'm seeing from this Montreal team. Evans is doing a good job leading them. So we'll have to see how they can continue to play. Of course, every time these teams go toe-to-toe, they are super, super important, right? As the standings continue to build, you need to win. Toronto right now sitting in second place, right? They did have a bye week, so they've only played 4 games, but they're tied with Ottawa with 4 points. Hamilton has not been able to pick up a win this season. They are 0-5. Toronto right now hanging on to that second spot. Montreal in first place. In the West, Saskatchewan and BC, they are tied 8 points apiece. Saskatchewan, though, did have a bye week as well. Calgary sitting in third with 4 points. Winnipeg with 2. And Edmonton 0-4. So here come the Argos and Cameron Dukes. And flags thrown right away. Let's see what this call is going to be.
The reporter rankings with 2 Western mentions.
Let's see what the flag is.
Montréal, numéro 98. C'est une pénalité de 5 verges. On reprend le premier essai. Offside, Montreal 98.
Offside, Montreal.
Replay first down.
Liram's journey through the Canadian Football League, the NFL, testing his skills.
So it's going to be 1st and 5 now for the Argonauts.
Dedicated to his craft. There's no doubt about that, to Kenzie's point.
Remember at Scotland, whenever Montreal came into the field, people throw garbage. Oh, really? I don't remember that, Jonathan. That's wild. Here's a snapback. Wasn't a great snap. Duke was able to reel it in. He's going deep. And cannot connect again, going deep. The Argonaut player who was racing one-on-one was on the left side. He needed to curl around and be on the right. So a nice attempt to go long, but could not complete, taking the opportunity at 1st and 5. The game has you sweating. It's still lots of time still on the clock. Coxie running the route. Dukes just couldn't find him. Let's see what they're going to do now. 2nd and 5. I bet this is going to hand off. It is. Running it up the middle. Shy of the first down.
To make his way to the
Kadeem Carey takes the ball as predicted.
Try to find the buckle on the side of that helmet and strap it back on for 3rd.
It's going to be 3rd and 1. Short yardage play here. The Dukes tried to get it to the line, but he just couldn't reach it. So 3rd and 1. Will Toronto keep the drive alive, or is Montreal going to stop them where they stand? Here it is, Dukes. Dukes, I think he's going to be pushed across the line. Montreal stalled him for a second, but he is able to get across, roll off the body, and get across the line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 Argonauts.
Push Dukes across there. Goalie in the early days.
Yeah, former hockey goalie.
So at the Toronto 50.
You know, and I mean, we knew the trend was towards bigger goalies, but I don't think 300 pounds is quite what the NHL has in mind.
Why not?
Yeah.
So here, let's go. Argos resetting.
Who says no?
Yeah, young man
Chiefs
from
needs
Northern
Montreal to
Ireland
pick up
moved on
this
his
ball
own
again.
to Buffalo, New York to play high school football in the American system.
Argos are set.
Translated into a scholarship to Bowling Green
There goes the motion, the snap. It's going to be another handoff. Carey, he's going to drive for 5.
On that play, Kadeem Carey.
It should be 2nd and 5. Mr. Dodge, how's it going? Good to see you.
The brain of Mitch Morse used to be a center with the Chiefs, moved on to play in
So
Buffalo.
it is 2nd and 5 indeed.
Trying to up his game, being around a lot of guys from the
2nd and 4. Okay, so they're going to give him a 2nd. And I got a 2nd and 4, a 2nd and 5. So we'll go with the 2nd and 4 from the Montreal 54. Are they going to go back to Kadeem Carey? There's the snap. He fakes the handoff. Dukes in the pocket. Here comes the pressure. Gets him from behind. It's a sack. Quarterback sack for Montreal. Dukes goes down. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. The Argos will kick this one away.
Yeah, second man from the bottom of the screen just inside. Darnell Sankey on this
3rd and
Mustafa
12.
Johnson has really
Did I say
established
3rd and
himself
5?
in this
3rd and
his
12.
CFL season. is one of the most
Dukes couldn't go to option 1, was looking for option 2, but by the time he looked, the wall came in and closed down on him. The Argos need to kick this one away. The kick is up. Let's see what Montreal does. Back to about the 12. They're going to pick it up. And he stumbles. Oh, no. There's going to be a flag. I assume the Argos are going to get called for the no yards play. My goodness. If you're just coming in, welcome. Make sure you hit the thumbs up for us as you're coming in. We'd appreciate it. And if you're enjoying our coverage of the Canadian Football League, consider giving us a subscribe. We'd love for you to come back for future weeks and all summer long, as we got lots of football left to go and lots of content left to go. Of course, this week coming up, Even Strength returns. We'll take a look at this week in hockey, see what news, rumors, updates, trades, signings has happened. Even Strength coming up this week. Prep coming in. What's up, Prep? $5 super high five. Hey, everyone. What exactly is an Alouette? All I know is they smoke a cigarette. Prep, what's going on? Thank you so much for the super chat. I have no idea. No idea. Here we go. Let's see. This says a general name for several types of singing bird, especially the scarlock, which flies high into the air as it sings. So there you go. An alouette is a horned lark. French colonists ate horned larks, which they considered a game bird. Alouette informs the lark that the singer will pluck its head beak. Ew, okay. That's weird. The origin of the team's name comes from the 425th Squadron of the Royal Canadian Air Force's 1st French-Canadian Squadron. Founded in 1942, the 425th Squadron quickly became known as the Alouettes in honor of the native bird, renowned for its tenacity as well as flying at very high altitudes. There you go. So it's named after the 425th Squadron, who in 1942 became known as the Alouettes in honor of the bird for its tenacity and flying at very high altitudes. There you go. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool that it does have a neat little story behind it. So it doubles as bird watching. There you go. And that's kind of what Montreal needs to get stopped doing. They need to pull their heads out of the clouds today and get back down to ground level. They got a football game to come back to. So a legal block against Montreal going to force the Alouettes to their own 7-yard line. And the first pass comes across incomplete. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the Montreal 7-yard line. You got to be careful with those illegal blocks, because when you get called, that can set you way back and put you in trouble. So here you go. From the Montreal 7, 2nd and 10. They need to pick up some yards here. They got to get out of the danger zone. Argos would love a big stop here because it would give them great field position. Here's the snap. Montreal going to run it up the middle, and they get stopped and taken down at the 10. Oh, goodness. 2 and out. Good job, Argos defense. 3rd down. Montreal's going to kick it away. Argos will have phenomenal field position. That's from the Montreal 10. The Argos should probably get possession around midfield. Maybe a little further. Waiting for the snap. Here it is. Here's the kick. Getting some good hang time. Argo's going to pick it up at the 54 across midfield. Here goes Grant, 50, 45, down to about the 43. 42. So great job, great run there by Grant to pick up a few more. The Argonauts with phenomenal yardage. Great yardage. And they cut away from the game to Post Malone singing Pour Me a Drink, little Spotify ad. That was random timing.
Back out onto the field, so
Duke's going to come in to continue his play, 12 for 15 tonight, 103 yards and a TD.
To keep your eyes on blank, right? Like, we need the best intel possible from Nick Arbuckle.
So let's see.
To our advantage even without him on the field right now.
What's Duke's going to do at the Montreal 44? Duke's going to hand this one off. Carey's going to pummel this. He gets... Does he get to the first down marker? He's pretty darn close. It's either going to be 2nd and 1.
Great way to start.
Yeah, so 2nd and 1 is going to be a 9-yard pickup. Right, Dallas? That was such a random time to cut to a Spotify commercial. We're now into the 4th quarter. We are in the 4th quarter. The time is going to start to run out for the Alouettes. Cameron Dukes, 2nd and 1 from the Montreal 35. Ooh, they're going full yard, full spread here. Going to hand it off to Dukes again. He's going to cut across and more. Down to about the 28. So a nice run here. Kadeem Carey driving that ball up to Montreal 29. Toronto started in good field position. Of course, Montreal was stuck at their own 7-yard line. Couldn't move the ball, had to kick it out, giving Toronto great field position to start this drive. A score here from the Argonauts would put some serious pressure on the Alouettes. A terrible snap. Dukes is able to reel it in. He still manages to get the ball handed off. And they're pulling, leaning back on the undershirt of Cameron Duke, or not Cameron Duke, excuse me, Kadeem Carey. And he picks up a few yards. It's going to be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, he just has a knack for getting involved.
Time is ticking here. The Alouettes' perfect season in jeopardy. Like the time I met your father, what was it? George Bird watching in the woods of Marty McKee. Oh, and I just watched, Jonathan, I just watched Back to the Future 3 like last week. So good. Here's Dukes. He's going to fire across the middle. First down, Argonauts and more. Don't drop the ball. And Daniels, he's going to get hauled down, wrapped up. So first down and more for the Argonauts. Post Malone's done great for himself. He certainly has. I just watched Roadhouse the other day. I think Post Malone had a spot at the beginning of that movie. Was not great, but it was okay. The Argonauts working their drive. Down to the Montreal 17. Dukes again going to hand this one off. That's going to pick up about 3. So the Argos, while they do want to score, they want to continue the drive, they are also starting to manage the clock a little bit. They're trying to let it run down as much as they can. Down to 10 minutes. 10 minutes left in this foosball game. Montreal has won their last 13 games. 300 days since their last loss. That's pretty crazy. Argos calling an audible, making a move. Now here's the snap. Good little pass up over the line of scrimmage. It's a good thing Dukes got rid of that ball because he was about to get hit hard. So it's going to be 3rd and 3 for the Argonauts. I assume they're going to go for a field goal. Not going to run this one in. Titans count down for Christmas already. 168 days to Christmas. It was 300 days since the last Montreal Alouette loss. So hang on, the Argos are going to go for it here. 3rd and 3. Dukes is on the field. They're going for it. They're not kicking. And this is going to be offside Montreal. Flags are flying. So are they going to call procedure on Toronto or offside Montreal? If it's offside Montreal, this turns into a first down. It is offside Montreal. So it's going to be first down Toronto. That hurts. As Montreal picked up Toronto in motion and jumped the line, couldn't hold back. Dufferin, he goes offside. Yeah, Cheech, yeah, I think that parlay is done. Here come the Argos Dukes. Gonna hand it off again. The Argos gonna pound it in for a touchdown. Argos. Touchdown! The Argos coming up with another big time touchdown. McMahon.
Running through a tackle on his way into the
unbelievable
end zone.
That is going to make it very difficult for Montreal. The Toronto Argonauts now, assuming the extra point is good. Well, let's wait and see. You never want to assume. McMahon, a 5-yard scoring run for the major. The point is up, and that's going to be good.
As this kick is good.
So 34-18, the Argonauts with the lead. Floyd, how's it going? Welcome in. The Argonauts in command here with under 8.5 to go. The Argonauts should be able to hold this lead to hand Montreal their first loss of the season. The Argos should get back in the win column, but hey, it's 8.5 minutes. This is the Canadian Football League. Anything is possible. These are two good teams. Montreal is a very good team. Yes, always Ariel. He is hurt. He got hurt early on in this game. He only threw 6 passes. He went 5 for 6, throwing for 62 yards. It seems like Fajardo hurt his hamstring. He did not return. He is on the sideline in plain clothes. So he's out of his uniform. He is not on crutches or anything. So whatever he did to his hamstring, I'm sure he will be fine and probably back for the next game. But they didn't want to chance anything here tonight, so they pulled him out. So Fajardo out early in this one, not able to return. How about them Argos? Argos are looking good. Not sure it was the hamstring. It might have been the bacon string. Bacon. But yeah, that is a big loss. And I'm sure, he will be monitored and evaluated throughout the week. If Fajardo does have to miss any significant time, that certainly would be a big loss for Montreal. But the good news for Montreal is they have a bye week next week. So Montreal is not playing in week 7. So there's no need to rush an injury. He's got 2 weeks now to heal up before Montreal plays Saskatchewan in week 8, July 25th. So Fajardo has some time to heal up if he has any soreness, if it's a strain or a pull, he will be able to get set. All right, the Argonauts going to kick this one off. Let's see what Montreal does. How do they respond? They're going to call this one across. Montreal still going, looking out, finally getting taken down about the 38-yard line. So a nice cross-field run back. Good job here. The Argonauts doing a nice job. Montreal trying to come back. When we break this one down overall now, remember Montreal was leading in most of the statistical categories. Well, Toronto is now leading in first downs, 16-14. Toronto is leading in third down efficiency. They're 2 for 2. Montreal's 1 for 1. Montreal still has the lead in total yards, but it's close. 274 total yards for Montreal, 250 for Toronto. Toronto did it with 113 passing yards, 137 rushing yards. Montreal has 189 passing yards, only 85 rushing yards. In the red zone, Toronto went 2 for 3, Montreal 1 for 1. Penalties are pretty even, 6-5 Toronto with that extra penalty. But it's the time of possession where Toronto is dominating right now. 38 minutes, 36 seconds of possession for the Argonauts. Montreal, 21 minutes, 24 seconds. The Argonauts just eating up time with that ball, hanging on to it. So that is why they're able to have this lead that they are in. They're making some decent plays. The line is giving Dukes a lot of time. The O-line playing much better today than we've seen them play in the last couple of games. The defense has been solid. And right now, the Argos, they look rejuvenized. They just look like a different team than we saw the last couple weeks. That's right, Theo. They have come to play. I'm always happy when any team from Toronto beats any team from Montreal. Curtis, I can't disagree with that statement. Always makes it fun. All right, so we are coming back in. Montreal with the ball, 8:13 to go.
Remember, you're a big tennis guy, hey? Former high school tennis star.
Allegedly.
Here's the snap. Evans is back. He's looking, going to throw this across. Intercepted. Toronto going up with another interception. And Toronto on the move. They're going to run this back to the 30, the 20. And we got a flag on the play. Always aerial. I don't know. Listen, Montreal does have some injuries, and when you take their regular quarterback out, it does cause a bit of disruption.
Yeah, and this is a case with the Argos having extended that lead of.
So the Argonauts with an interception. That's Evans' second interception tonight.
Trying to make the big play.
So let's see what the flag is. Is this going to come back, or was it after the interception?
Contre Toronto, numéro 19. Les pénalités divergent. Ça va être premier essai pour Toronto. After the interception, there's an illegal block. Toronto, number 19.
So after the interception, illegal block. So Toronto will maintain possession of the ball.
That's your classic case of trying to find a window.
So the Argonauts.
Isn't there.
Yeah,
Wow. Glad I wore my good my Argo shirt here today. My Argo game shirt. Can't even show it. There it is. Number 77. Got the Argonaut shirt going on. Where's... Nope, this side. Come on, logo. There it is. Gotta represent. The Argos back with this ball now. 7:35 and counting. Oh, and the Argos fumble it. Dukes is going to go down. He's going to grab it. Ooh. That was close, of course. We got the Argo double blue hat going on as well. Love it. This is one of my favorite hats.
Yeah, the Argos looking to keep what you think is going to be a high percentage play.
So the Argos off the snap. Not a great snap. And Dukes, he kind of flicked it over, and it was fumbled. So not a good little flea flick. But he was able to recover. Gordon, how's it going? Good to see you. Happy Thursday, everybody. Dukes is back. He's going to throw this one across. The Argos receive. They're going to cut across. Bailey to the first down marker. Where are they going to spot it? Are they going to give it to him, or is he going to be short one? They're going to say third down and one.
Giving up the touchdown to Deontay McMahon just a few minutes ago and trying to respond with some physicality.
So good job by Dukes moving this one across.
A little bit of energy here. Ento on the corner, Murray coming from his halfback spot.
Bailey just getting to the marker. He gets taken down just before. So it's going to be third and one. Yeah, Gordon, it is. It's moving. It is moving.
Gets close to the first down, but it's going to be third and inches.
So third and inches. The Argos going to go with short yardage. They're going to squeak this one across. Dukes is ready. There it is. Dukes delays, and he's going to drive way across. Not only picking up the inches, he's going to pick up about 4 extra yards. So a nice little rush here by Cameron Dukes, picking up 5 in total. Kind of made me nervous with the delayed stutter step, but he found a hole.
Just get through that hole and get
squeezes by with Kadeem Carey.
For the first down.
Slides in for a couple more, so first down Argos.
Taking care of business here.
Poor Kadeem Carey is a running back. It doesn't matter what the play is, you end up on the ground.
Real good job.
Through by his quarterback, but he won't complain. Fresh set of downs.
So Duke's now 15 for 19, 122 yards. He's going to hand this one off. Carey going to run it up, and he's going to cross the line. First down again.
In this fourth quarter successfully.
Yeah, Kadeem Carey.
So Kadeem Carey
for doing the dirty work.
Continuing to pound this ball. His running is so important. Cameron Dukes, by the way, after that run, gives him 7 carries for 33 yards.
Nice job, the fullback. Albert Awashe and
Kadeem Carey continuing to drive. 16 carries for 85 yards now.
Castro, center at the University of Calgary, gets over the football here as they'll go back to the ground game.
And it's going to be another run.
Gets everything he can once again, puts the head down.
And Carey going to come all the way to the
towards the 35-yard line.
Going to be 9-yard pickup. It'll be second and 1.
To the sideline and off the Argos bench comes Deonta McMahon, the touchdown score on the last Argos drive.
That's going to put
a few weeks back
up to 94 yards now. Maybe that was 94 yards. So again, Kadeem Carey back to his numbers where previously he was getting about 20 carries for over 100 yards.
The willingness to block where sometimes teams will have to bring in.
He's at 94 yards, so pretty close to that 100-yard marker.
Take care of some of those blocking responsibilities.
Here's Toronto back at the Montreal 36. Going to run this again.
A little bit more stoutly built Adebaboye.
That should be a first down by Adebaboye.
Gets another fresh set of downs for the Argonauts here as we roll inside 4 minutes remaining.
There he goes. Less than 4 minutes to go. The Argos continuing to run down the clock. Want to see Dukes get the W, but I want to see Kadeem Carey get 6 more rushing yards. Want to see him pass the 100-yard marker.
As we've mentioned, the Argos.
Again, if you have not hit that thumbs up, make sure you click that thumbs up. It helps us out so much. We appreciate it. Here's the snap. High snap again. And this is going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage, so no gain here. So it's going to be second and 10.
For the remainder of the season, specifically between these two teams.
So time will continue to tick off this clock. No doubt about it at this point. The Argos are going to come away with the win, 34-18. The question is, do they get another score or not?
Towards the back end of the schedule.
Not enough time for Montreal to pick up multiple scores.
Montreal upsetting Toronto at BMO Field in dramatic fashion.
The Montreal, as they're saying, did win the first matchup earlier. Toronto now going to strike back. Going to hang on to it, pitching it across to the first down marker. And there it is. The Argonauts. Another first down. Polk is going to grab this one.
Used so far this season, but fitting in nicely.
I wasn't sure. I thought initially I didn't think he caught it cleanly. But now it's the 3-minute warning as we're actually down to 2.5 minutes. So he did. He just caught it. And will this be enough or will it be? They're saying maybe it's short. But what an unbelievable effort. What an unbelievable turn of events from what we saw the last couple weeks. Again, Montreal is hurting. Yes. Montreal's top quarterback is not in this game right now. Yes. But we cannot take away what the Argonauts have been doing with this ball. They've been eating up the time. They've been eating up the clock. They've been doing really, really, really good things that way. It's been super, super impressive. Of course, the youngster Cameron Dukes leading the squad. You know, his passing, no interceptions today. He does have a touchdown. All right, Cheech, have a great night. Take care. All the best. Really, really like what these guys are doing today. Again, using the clock. 38 minutes, almost 39 minutes of possession compared to 21 and a half, almost 22 minutes for Montreal. So the Argonauts dominating the possession game, which is really, really important. Toronto has now taken the lead in total yards, 295 total yards to Montreal's 274. So the Argos getting it done in the statistical categories. They have come alive. Of course, the Argonauts were the underdogs in this game. The Alouettes were favorites. The Argos doing a dandy job here tonight, and it's nice to see. I have a feeling this Eastern Conference is going to be a two-horse race. Montreal and Toronto, they're going to be battling each other all season long.
Let's go!
Thank you so much for hitting that subscribe. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to our community officially. So with 2.5 minutes, it was 3rd and inches again. The Argos going to run this one over to pick up the first down. 2.5 minutes to go. Let's bring Kadeem Carey in here. Let's get him a couple more runs. He needs 6 yards for 100. Let's make that happen. Duke's checking the plays. Right now, Toronto's just using up the clock. They don't want to turn it over. They do want to score, of course. Setting it up. Carey is in the backfield. And he's going to fake the handoff. And Dukes is going to run it himself. He runs into trouble. He's going to get taken down for a loss. Not a great play call here by any means, but at this point, it's just about eating up that clock. It's about using that clock. If you're enjoying our coverage and you're already a subscriber, make sure you check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Give us a follow on both. We'd appreciate that. So it's going to be 2nd and 12 now on the Montreal 26. 2 minutes. 2 minutes to go. Dukes is set in the backfield. He's going to run it again. Dukes up the middle. First down for Dukes, and he's going to slide it in. I wasn't sure what he was going to do, but nice little run here for Dukes. So again, it's going to eat up more time. It's going to give him a fresh set of downs. Eat up some time on the board. (34-18) is the score. 1.5 minutes to go. Give it to Carey. There it is. Carey. He's got nowhere to go. So it's going to be 2nd down and 11, a loss of 1. That's not what we want to see. We need Carey to get yards, not lose them. 1:19 to go. Down to the Montreal 15. So still too much time on the clock to just take a knee, so the Argos are going to continue the drive. 2nd and 11. There's the snap. Going to be handed off again. This is going to be driven, not a first down. McMahon going to bring it close, though. That will be 3rd down for the Argonauts. Curious here if they're going to go or just kick for a field goal. So it looks like the offense is going to come off the field. A great drive here by the Argonauts. I know they didn't score and pick up any points, but they did what they needed to do in eating up a ton of clock. So Hilaraju coming out to go for another field goal. Haggerty going to hold. (14-yard attempt. So it's a little chip shot. There it's up and it's good. So 37-18. Toronto comes away. They pick up the field goal.
Hot start.
36 seconds remaining. 36 seconds to go. Toronto is going to come out with a big win here, which is awesome to see. Congratulations, Argos. They played a phenomenal game, right? Defensively at the beginning, it started off very, very close, right? Defense was tight. The second quarter, it's like both teams said, forget this. We're going offense, and we saw a ton of scores. And then, of course, the Argos defense tightened it up, and they've been in cruise control. Good night, Gordon. Take care. Always good to see you. So we'll review all the scores and the stats immediately following the game, so stick with us for a little bit of time as we close things out. Once the game wraps up, we will do a quick review before we say goodnight. But again, thank you all for hanging out with us for our Canadian Football League journey. We appreciate it. And let's go Argos. All right, Alfonso, good to see you. Take care. Hope you have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. Big win for the Argonauts. They needed this one. Puts them back in the win column. They will go to 3-2 record. Montreal will now drop to 5-1. Alouettes do have a bye week next week, so the Montreal Alouettes will have a chance to continue to heal up. Tinfoil Hat, what's going on? Love that name, by the way. The honeymoon's over for Montreal. Yeah, they'll pick up their first loss. They will have a bye week, so they will have a lot of time to think about this one. 13 straight wins for Montreal. Of course, over 300 days since their last loss. Pretty good little streak. The Argos going to put this one in the air. Caught at the Montreal 7. They're going to run this one back over the 20, 25. Taken down at the 30. 30 seconds left to go.
Special teams for the Argonauts, but for Moss and the Alouettes, they go
the Argos going to pull this one through.
We'll see what happens with him, and then they welcome the Saskatchewan Roughriders into town coming up in a couple weeks.
So they will be sitting by themselves now, solely in second place with a 3-2 record. Of course, depending on what happens with Ottawa. Ottawa currently 2-2.
Great recipe.
Montreal still hanging on to that top spot. Yeah, tinfoil. BC, they're good. BC Saskatchewan this week is going to be a great game.
At all, you consider the people that you mentioned being out of the lineup.
They're just going to run the clock now down to 20, 19, 18.
On either side of the field.
The Argonauts will hang on to win.
They send in Davis Alexander to kneel this one away. And Fajardo looks on. Didn't look to be a major issue.
He seems to be okay. He is hobbling pretty good on that sideline. And there it is. Last play of the game. There it is. The Argos win. The Argos pull out the W. Congratulations, Cameron Dukes and the Toronto Argonauts on a nice game. Well played game. This is how it breaks out statistically speaking. Dukes goes 16 for 20, 131 yards, 1 touchdown. Caleb Evans, he goes 12 for 22, 127 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Fajardo went 5 for 6, 62 yards. On the rushing, Kadeem Carey, 16 carries for 94 yards. Dukes, 9 carries for 46 yards. Adubeboy, 6 for 29, and McMahon, 4 for 14, including a touchdown. For Montreal, Fletcher, 5 for 60. Evans, 5 for 18. Fajardo, 1 for 5. And Antwi, 1 for 2. Receiving, it was Sindani, 2 for 36. Bailey, 4 for 28. McMahon, 3 for 19. Carey, 1 for 17. Daniels, 2 for 11. Coxey, 1 for 10 and a touchdown. Polk goes 1 for 9. And Adubeboy 2 for 1 yard, and he had a fumble. For Montreal, Speaker goes 6 for 70 yards. Rambo, 4 receptions for 53. Philpott goes 4 for 38 and a touchdown. Rambo had a touchdown as well. Fletcher goes 1 for 16, and Furvius 1 for 3. The defense was pretty solid. McManus picked up an interception, and he ran that back for a touchdown. Smith with a sack, which was pretty sweet. For Montreal, Wall, 9 tackles today. That was huge. Johnson, 2 sacks. Berglund, 1 sack. So that was pretty sweet. Kicking, Hiller Arju goes 3 for 3 in the field goal department. Maltos goes 1 for 2. Punting, Haggerty, 5 punts, 253 yards. Federico goes 6 for 300 yards. Returning, Grant, he goes 2 returns for 145 yards, including a 103-yard return for a touchdown. That was huge. Letcher Jr. goes 6 returns for 150 yards. The overall stats, when we look at the overall team stats, the Argos, 22 first downs to Montreal's 14. Third down efficiency, the Argos go 4 for 4 over 1 for 2 for Montreal. Total yards, Toronto 314. It breaks down as 131 passing, 183 rushing. Montreal 274 yards, which is 189 passing, 85 rushing. In the red zone, Montreal goes 1 for 1. Toronto goes 2 for 4. 7 penalties for the Argonauts, 5 for the Alouettes. And last but not least, time of possession, 37.5 minutes for the Argonauts, 22.5 minutes for the Alouettes. Last but not least, Onyx, what's going on? Canadian football should have nickelback instead of a quarterback. Actually, I like that. That's good. The way the scoring went, it started off, Maltos missed field goal for a single, put the Alouettes up 1-0. Toronto then scored a 29-yard field goal, put the Argos up 3-1. Into the second quarter, Federico, his punt was down in the end zone for a single point, put Toronto up 3-2 now. Then Evans, his pass was intercepted. It was returned 9 yards by McManus for a touchdown, put the Argonauts up 10-2. Evans then completed a pass to Rambo, 22 yards for a touchdown, made it 10-9. Cameron Dukes, he threw a pass to Coxey in the end zone, 10 yards for a touchdown, making it 17-9. Evans then hit Philpott for a touchdown, making it 17-15. Then to finish off the half, the Argonauts returning the 103-yard return by Grant, 24-15 score at the end of the half. So in the third quarter, the Argos, a 37-yard field goal, made it 27-15. Then the Alouettes, they hit a 50-yard field goal, making it 27-18. That was the only scoring in the third. In the fourth quarter, it was McMahon rushing in 5 yards for the touchdown, making it 34-18. And then another field goal for the Argos, 14-yarder, making it 37-18. Thank you to the moderators for hanging out all night. We appreciate you. Thank you so much to all of our channel members for supporting us through membership. And of course, to all of the gifters tonight, Richard and Prep, thank you both so much. And of course, all the memberversaries, thank you guys for sharing them. To everyone who found us for the first time, hit that like and subscribe. Thank you. Welcome to our community. We look forward to seeing you again. Everybody have a wonderful day. We'll see you very soon. Make sure your notifications are on. You never know when a stream may pop up. Even Strength will be coming up this week. We got lots of NHL news to talk about. Until then, good night, everybody. We'll see you real soon. And let's go Argos.